Hello, everyone, and welcome back to King Shit Talk. I am your host, Salid, and this is I got it right, my co host,
Oh,
Big Kev. What's going on, brother, man?
what's happening with your boy?
Maxing and relaxing. Glad to not be burning up right now. I'm
Oh, yeah.
glad that we're here to come with another episode of King Shit Talk, and we call these Smooth Saturdays, and it's going to be extremely smooth on tonight.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we let everybody know about a week ago. We wanted to do this show where we would be hearing from men and women, more so women, things that they may talk about and never hear a man's point of view on, and some things that they may want advice on, some things that they may want a deeper understanding on. And we also let it out there that men could ask us questions as well, because a lot of times we don't speak or open up back and forth to one another, and we're trying to cut that out. We're trying to cut that out. So we're gonna have some fun tonight. We're gonna answer some questions. We would love for the comment section on Facebook, YouTube, and on the Wisdom app. If you have any questions, anything that you're unsure about, anything you want a deeper understanding on, you could throw those questions in the comments as well. And we will get to them promptly and answer them. And they don't all have to be about physics and mathematics and stuff like that. Let's have some fun tonight because, like I said, it is smooth Saturdays. So we're gonna have a good time. You ready to anything you want to say to him, Kev? I've been doing all the yapping, capping, and trapping.
Nah, man, I'm just following your league. I kind of, I've been excited about this. Kind of sparked this up a couple of days ago and put it out. So, I kind of put it out to some people. I know you put it out to some people. So I'm a little excited about it, ready to go, answer these questions, get deep or whatever. And if anybody wants to elaborate, everybody can kind of leave with a better understanding and better knowledge of, men or women, by the time we're done. So I'm excited, man, ready to go.
And don't be afraid to let that voice rise, Kev. Because I don't know if it's because of what may be in me cup or what, but I couldn't hear you too well. So
You say let the boy, you can't hear me?
yeah, I can hear you, but it was kind of low.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm trying to
Yeah, it was kind of low. And sometimes the wisdom listeners may not hear us too clear. But y'all, we're gonna start it off. Let me see. I'm started out with question number one. Can you hear me, Kel?
Yep, can you hear me? You hear me a little better?
I hear you perfectly.
All right.
I hear you perfectly. All right, here we go. Do you believe that showing vulnerability is a sign of weakness in a man?
In society's eyes, yes. And I feel like most men act on that, like, hey, I'm gonna be weak if I show vulnerability in society's eyes, yes, most definitely. But I think it's important to try to look past that, look beyond what people may think. And it's important for men to get it out and be vulnerable because it could be more dangerous to not get it out and not be vulnerable. You compile all that crap up and that baggage and that hurt, and it can kind of turn out bad. Or you can just carry it on and maintain. But for the most part, yes. The answer to the question is yes, but it shouldn't be. We shouldn't make it a soft thing, but we do. What you
Yeah,
think?
I don't think it's a sign of weakness in men. I think that we have a lot of men that kind of know that women aren't used to seeing us vulnerable and things
Right.
like that. So you got a lot of jokers out here now going to the Halloween shop and buying these masks and putting them on and crying and snotting and everything else, because they know
Right.
that's not really seen much. And you know, it will be nice for us as men to show vulnerability a lot
Right.
more. So to answer that question, I think more men view it as a sign of weakness than women do.
Yeah.
Depending on how you're doing it, what you're crying about,
Right. Yeah.
how you crying. Nah, yeah, I saw a video, and I mean, most of the people were kind of on the dude side, but there's this video where this guy, he's a gamer, and he had came home, and I guess his girl had deleted his iPlayer or something like that.
Boy, I just seen that today. Yeah.
Bro, that joker went ham.
Hey, you notice how she tiptoed out of there as soon as he went to acting up.
Yo, he went off, and I
Yes,
was
sir.
like, "Oh boy, that's." He was showing vulnerability, but to me,
Yeah,
I felt
yeah.
like he was doing too much. But see, everybody else was like, "Oh, y'all don't understand. He took up to a year to build his character to level 99 and all this other stuff." Hey, bro.
Right.
I'm not a gamer, so I have no idea what goes into that stuff. But
Yeah.
even still,
I'll touch on that a little bit, man. Like, if
Yo.
it went how I think it went, that woman deleted like his livelihood. To my understanding,
Yeah.
that's what he does to make a living. And it says something about that's how he's made millions. If
yeah,
you kind of look, I'm observant. You look at the background, they got a beautiful house, nice home. Like, she's unappreciative. I don't know how long they've been together. I don't know none of that, but she might be left fooling with me
Hey,
because that's
dude.
you don't listen.
dude already
That's how he
said,
provide for y'all, man.
yeah, he said, "I'm done."
He said I'm done,
He
right?
was like, "I'm
Uh-huh.
done."
Yeah.
And the way he was talking, it was like this wasn't the first time she did
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Like, yeah, you know what? This the last straw. I'm out of there. And I'm like, if it went how I think it went, like that's how he provides for you.
Yeah,
Like, that shows a lot. That's deep. That shows I don't care about you and none of that. Like, I don't care how you provide for me, none of that. That was the ultimate blow. I think women gotta sit back and be like, yeah, I'm mad at him and I wanna get back at him, but not like that. That's too far. So
That's
he
bad,
gotta
boy.
show her, like, I ain't saying that they should break up, but boy, at the end of the day, that's
Hey,
a tough one.
brother
That's a tough one
done,
for me.
brother done.
Yeah, you say we're done
What
now.
she did in modern times now is the equivalent of how it used to be back in the day, where they'll bust your windows and
Yeah.
flatten your tires and scratch your car.
Oh, hey, that's worse than that though. I could go spend $100 to get my window fixed, a couple hundred. They say this is how this man makes millions of dollars.
Yeah,
And you
those
just-
gamers make good money.
Yes. Now, granted, you probably can build that back up, but that was the ultimate, like as kids, that's like when somebody talk about your mama type. That was the ultimate. So I don't know about that one. I don't know if I can come back from that.
She fumbling the bag heavy, I reckon.
Oh yeah, big time.
Question number 2. It says, how important do you feel being mentally and emotionally and economically stable is in a relationship? Well, I think that definitely it's self-explanatory how the mentally and emotional things, the importance with that in a relationship. Economically, it's important as well because of how we live now. I think the importance on all three should be determined by the conversations that you have with said partner. Understanding what one expects, what one is used to, things like that, because there are certain things that in all of those areas that may not be as important to the man or the woman. So, I mean, once you find out the importance of it to them, I think they all are equally important because of how it is now. Now, there was a time where I would have said the mentally and emotionally outweighed the economically, but we all know you can't darn buy a whole bunch of baby Ruths with leaves. You gotta have that money.
Right.
So, so I think it's extremely important.
I'm gonna say the same thing. It's extremely important. I feel like if you ain't mentally stable, that can affect your emotional status and your financial status. You know what I'm saying? Economically, you can be ready. You could be on the edge and go to work and mess it all up. You know what I'm saying? So
Telling you.
I feel like all that plays an important role in your relationship because you know you come home and you know you might just do something crazy. All it takes is a split second, you know, for you to make a life changing decision. So I think they're all extremely important. They may have their rank, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mentally important is first because you can get in a slump financially or economically and bounce back. If you ain't got that mental right, ain't no telling where you may end up. So they're extremely important. I'm gonna go with mental first, emotionally second, because you know you got your time. You might pout a little bit, but you know
Yeah.
you may bounce back. Economically, money is important, but say you lose a job or something, you can go get another job, depending on what credentials you got or whatever degree or whatever. But they're all equal. They're all extremely important, but in that order, you
That's
know,
right.
importance. Right.
Hey, I can dig it. I can
Mm-hmm.
freaking dig it. In the comment section, we got Robbie saying hello. How you doing, Robbie? Tammy said, "Hey, men in black was good," and she said, "This drink."
Right. What's your jacket on over there, man?
Well, got some brown and some lemonade.
Brian, I've been
Brown.
holding off on the drink, man, but I pulled up with you this time, man. Usually I come on with just a refresher.
Yo,
I'm a Dunkin' Donuts refresher guy, but I threw a little Bacardi in it with it this
there
time.
you
So
go.
I ain't,
See,
I've been
and
staying away
ladies
from the
and
drink,
gentlemen,
but lately,
let me tell you why he threw that Bacardi in there, ladies and gentlemen, because it's smooth Saturdays. But PD Rob says stability in all areas is crucial before embarking on a relationship. Both parties should come into the situation whole and build each other up from there. You are absolutely correct. I agree with all that. I can't say much more. I agree with
yeah,
all
I
of
do
it,
too, man.
every piece of it. Tammy said you're drinking on that Malibu rum, Kev.
Bacardi, man. Yeah, no, Bacardi,
Party.
silver. Yeah, Bacardi.
All right, let's move it on along. Emotional presence is big for me. That's what the person said. I'm not saying it's big for me. Y'all get it.
Right.
Emotional presence is big for me. My partner being fully engaged is a priority. How do you guys prioritize your person? Well, number one, considering them when I'm considering myself or anything that I have to do. Making yourself available at all costs when you can, because we understand things go on. Um, Making myself emotionally available. Uh, Training my listener, meaning these, because a lot of times, you know, when you're talking to your partner or something, they can talk and you can halfway listen. So I think you have to train yourself to be able to really hear a person, which is another thing and another reason why tonight's episode was Women Talk, Men Listen, because it was very important for us to not do the interrupting or the shutting somebody off. We actually want to hear what you have to say,
Right.
consider it, and then answer appropriately. So, how do we prioritize our person? By, I think, me personally, making them on the level of yourself when you're thinking about happiness, the betterment, things are like that. As hard as you'll go for you, going that hard for my lady too. So
Right.
that's mine. What you got, Phil?
Yeah, I feel like yeah, that's important. I used to be tough, man. I don't came a long way, I can say that. But I feel like just like you said, whatever you think of for yourself, think that you want that same level of happiness or comfort for your partner, you know what I'm saying? Or if it's something that you want to do or make a decision for yourself, think about how it'll affect your partner. You've been hanging out a little bit too much. And you know what I'm saying? Maybe I need to kick it at the crib this weekend because I ain't been spending no time at home. Or, you know, so I've been working a whole lot. Granted, you know, they know I'm out here making this money, but how do they feel? You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's either hey man, I ain't gonna take this extra shift. I need to be home tonight, or have that talk with them. Hey, how you feel about me grinding right now? You know why I'm doing it. And if they're good with it, then proceed. Don't just do it because you feel like you want to do it. Like you got to think for the other person. Like
Yeah,
it's cool, you know, when you out being able to do what you want to do and make your own decisions. But when you got a person, you need to consider how they feel. Like how they feel is real important if you want to continue to be together.
that's facts, brother. The next one, acceptance for who you are as a person is important in a relationship. Oftentimes, thing, no, oftentimes some partners try to change or upgrade you as well. How do you feel about letting your partners be their authentic self? I want nothing more than for my partner to be her authentic self. That's the
Right.
only way you're going to know if anything that you're getting, one, is organically being done. That's how you grow and build a solid foundation. Because if they aren't being authentic, and let's say they're doing things to please you, but they're not being pleased, then at some point the ram is gonna hit the dadgum bush, and you're gonna have some issues because you can't. I wouldn't want. I wouldn't want a woman to, let's hypothetically speaking, burp, you know, in my face without saying excuse me or anything like that. Now, if she wasn't being authentic and she was very proper and everything while we're building or whatever, and then she feels like, okay, now I got you, and all that stuff start happening, then I'm gonna have an issue. You know, you have to how and how can you properly please your partner in all areas if you don't really know what they like, who they are, why they are the way they are? I mean, authenticity is extremely important.
Right.
What do
Hey,
you think, Gail?
I agree, man. I feel like that's where vetting is important, extremely important, because I think is you got to try to meet between what your preference is and who that person is. And what I mean by that is, I don't want you to change who you are for me, but I need you to match what I desire. Like I don't want you to try to change. Oh, he like this, so I got to do this exactly this way. But I don't need you. I don't need what you like to be so left field that it doesn't match with me. And I think that's
Yeah,
where a lot of people fail with. You know, they'll see one thing. Oh, I like this, and now hey, let's get in a relationship. No, vetting is very underrated yet very important. You know, like well, also very important because I need both to be to its peak. Are you gonna be the perfect person to do everything perfectly how I like it? No, but I needed to get as close as possible. You know what I'm saying? So I needed to be in between who you really are and what you like because changing people ain't gonna work, especially as adults.
yeah,
And you know, I need you to be between who you authentically are and what I like. And I think that's where vetting comes in. So if you gotta change somebody, that ain't y'all days are numbered if you ask me. But if
yeah,
that person ain't what you like, obviously y'all days are numbered as well. So I think you got to vet and be like, okay, this person, the things that this person likes to do and who this person authentically is kind of
hmm,
matches what I like. So, you know, we can go forward. So I think vetting is important. You got to do that when you're trying to be with somebody.
yeah. I agree. I agree with that. The first comment, well, the first question in the comments says, "What is your greatest struggle as a father?" I'll let you take that one first, Gail.
Uh, I would say my greatest struggle as a father is I don't want to use this word lightly, but I think all parents may struggle with this a little bit is being a hypocrite. You know, I teach discipline in my job. I work at a high school. I teach discipline in my job all the time. I teach it pretty well, and I teach discipline to my child. But then when I go off or whatever, it's like, am I applying that same discipline in my own life? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a hypocrite. So the things that I talk to him about that I need to do, I need to show him that I do it the same way I expect and hold him accountable for the things that I tell him he needs to do. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that that's my biggest struggle. It's kind of practicing what I preach, not in a super bad way, but just
Yeah,
holding myself accountable, same way I do my kids.
I got you. I think we all fall in that bubble to some degree
Yeah,
and things like that. I would have to say my greatest struggles as a father are keeping composed when I'm not around them, like when you know they aren't with me on the day to day. In those moments in between, staying focused and not allowing myself to get too down about it or sad or stuff like that. Also, with one in particular, my greatest struggle is holding my freaking tongue. Uh,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, it takes a lot with
yeah.
one of them doggone scallywags, boy, and I doggone, whew, but yeah, we'll leave that where it is. But yeah, those are my two greatest struggles there, though. Um,
Uh,
Another question: how do you treat your partner when you are angry with them? Do you give the silent treatment, or do you still treat her nice, etc.?
shoot, hey, I'll dive in on it if you want.
Yeah, you take that one first.
I'm gonna say, and I'm just looking at a question that I seen that I wanted to ask that somebody put in the comments next. But I used to be bad. Like I said, I came a long way. I used to feel like I'm gonna be mean. Like it ain't. I don't want to be mad. I want to show you that you done pissed me off. Like it ain't gonna be no question if you piss me off. But now I try to make a conscious effort. Like I need time though. I do need time. Like I need to kind of maybe I'm huge on music. I need to kind of ride off, chill, listen to my music, and think more level headed, and then come back. But I don't. I'm not gonna treat you like everything cool. Like you just treat like,
Yeah,
hey baby, I'm gonna sit. I don't do that. Like, it's in my nature. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be a little standoffish. I might shut down a little bit. Your best bet is to let me just kind of go off and cool off, maybe listen to the music, maybe have me a little drink, come home,
yeah,
go to sleep, and the next morning I'm good for the most part. So I don't treat you the best, and I think I've heard a lot of people say when you mad and you can treat your partner good, you kind of made it a little bit. Maybe I ain't fully made it, but yeah, I'll treat you the best. Now I ain't gonna do the most with you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna down you and all that. Try not to hurt your feelings, but I need a little time because if you try to approach me when you don't piss me off, I might be a little mean to you until I can come to. But it usually take about 12 hours. I'll be all right.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
man, I'm I'm still in school on that one because
yeah, uh,
I try my best to kind of get past stuff quick.
yeah.
I just ain't graduated yet.
You
Because
got that.
and most times, and I know this is going to sound like I'm blaming the person other than me, but that's not
Yeah,
the case. If if that person tries to move on or move back to normal without us really dealing with the issue,
yeah,
that's what burns my hindquarters to the third degree. And
yeah,
I will be silent. I will, if I'm still communicating with them, it's not as loving. It's
yeah.
kind of dry. Like,
hmm
I don't know. It's
And I
that's
think
tough. That's tough for me.
if you don't do nothing that digs the hole a lot deeper, then it's almost warranted for you to. I mean, you just did something to piss me off, so kind of
Yeah.
low key what you expect. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't say do nothing that's gonna make the situation worse. And I try not to do that, but I ain't as nice until I don't cool it off. I can't say that.
Yeah. Now if it and I will say too, if I'm mad at her and she's kind of like Bambi's mama, and what I mean is she gets
Yeah,
real soft, like,
yeah,
baby, I didn't mean to A, B, or C. I love you. Let's talk about this.
Right.
Then I'm gonna get back on my doggone. What do you want to talk about, baby?
Right.
And
Right.
we good. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And we good. So it
So
I don't
you
know.
need a little effort from her.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
sometimes now there have been times where I just knew it was me and
Yeah.
something went awry. And I'll be like, look, I was wrong for da 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 da. I apologize. Now, I'm not gonna say that happens very quick, but
Right.
it does happen. It
Right.
around about that time, I guess you were given for it.
Right. Right. It'll take a little minute. It's a question that somebody put on Facebook, I believe, last night or night before last. It was a pretty good question. They said, "Do men really know the difference between toxic masculinity and leadership?" So I think that was a pretty good question. But diving into it, I feel like a lot of men don't know it. They don't know it because toxic masculinity could be, let me tell you something so I can show you I'm the boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I lead. Or real leadership, we all know what comes with real leadership, like guiding, let that person know that, if you need help, I'm there, this, that, and the third. I've been a supervisor on a job, but I feel like a lot of men feel like they want to be macho and show people or their person or whatever. Nah, I'm running this or whatever. No, I need you to do what I say. To kind of stroke my ego. But that's not real leadership. That's like being a bad leader, a bad supervisor. So I believe that a lot of men don't know the difference, but there is a big difference, and it's a thin line between it, but it's a big difference. But my answer would be a lot of men don't know the difference between toxic masculinity and real leadership.
Yeah, I
What you
agree
think
with
on
that
that?
100%. I mean, I think the same thing. I don't think a lot of men do know the difference because there's way too many men out here that are that have toxic masculinity
Oh
that
yeah,
think
no
they're
doubt.
leading
Right.
and they're
Mhm.
screaming for submissive women and stuff like that. But
Right.
yeah, I agree. And everything you said after the fact, I can't add nothing to that. I absolutely
Right.
agree.
Mhm.
Tammy said, "What's a scallywag?" King said, "A scallywag is a woman that totally thinks about herself at all times. She does not think about children or a partner at any point in time in their relationship, and she does scallywag things."
Ain't got no
Next
hair in the
question,
back, right?
huh,
Bald head, scallywag, ain't got no hair
bro?
in the back, right?
Scallywags are definitely not, um, as the youngsters say, wifey material.
Mhm.
Scallywags will bring you down and not progress you. Scallywags only, like I said, only think about themselves. They don't think about you. They don't think about what's the betterment of the children. Scallywags operate out of revenge a lot, revenge and hella audacity.
Right.
I wonder if is scallywag in the what's that dictionary? For
Urban Dictionary?
yeah, is scallywag in there?
I don't know. I got to check. Might
Somebody,
be.
somebody that's anybody that's watching or listening, can you check the Urban Dictionary, please, and look up scallywag, and put in the comments somewhere what the Urban Dictionary, dad, gummit, Urban Dictionary definition is, and I think it's SCALLAWAG. I think that's it, scallywag. All right, we got assertiveness is where I fall short in relationships slash friendships, as I always try to please the other person, even though it's to the detriment of myself most times. I believe clear and consistent communication or assertiveness with my needs and wants would remedy that. What do you guys think about this?
Shoot, I got a saying that's called require what you desire. And that's from anybody. If you feel like you're a good friend or you come with a lot, you know what I'm saying? You that friend that'll answer your phone 2 a.m. because your friend crying about something and you'll listen and give good sound, solid advice. I'm not saying cut people off, but expect the same thing sometimes. And sometimes you may have to have that talk like, listen, I ain't trying to come to you with no drama or nothing, but listen, whenever you call me, I'm there and I'll give you the shirt off my back. That's the kind of friend I honestly think I am. So with my friends, I know everybody's different. Sometimes you can't expect other people to be the same way you are, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna keep getting the short end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? I come with a lot. You need me, you call me 3 a.m. As long as my ringer on and I answer, I might be like, dang, all right, I'm on the way. So whenever I call you, which I try not to, you know what I'm saying? But I don't need to keep hearing, I can't, pretty soon I'm gonna be like, bro, this too one way for me.
Yeah.
And it ain't gonna work. So stop letting people run over you. Stop letting people, and some people have that in them to want to be a people pleaser. I get that, but at the end of the day, you gotta stop accepting the short end of the stick sometimes. So you know what I'm saying? You gotta require what you desire.
Yep. And I tell people all the time, you teach people how to treat you. And there are a lot of people in your circle that are strictly in your circle so they can benefit from you. And a lot of them take kindness for weakness. And some of them truly don't even understand the depth of how they're using you or depleting you. So you definitely have to be assertive. You definitely have to sometimes put your feelings under a rug and just do what needs to be done. Because a lot of times we aren't telling people what they need to hear and things like that because we're thinking about their feelings over our feelings. But definitely communicate that to them. And you have to be solid on what's the word I'm looking for, Kev? When you do something, consequences. Yeah, you have to be solid on consequences. If you tell someone, look, I know we're friends, we're cool, but I don't appreciate A, B, or C, and you've done it numerous times, so I got to distance myself from you. And then 2 days later, they ask you to go out to the club, and you decide to go. You didn't stand on the consequences that you set, and you do that once or twice. A person feels like that's just who you are, that's who it is, and they can continue to do whatever they want to do to you. So
say what you mean what you say. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like give a person that warning. Hey, bro, like, hey, I just want to come talk to you about something. Like every time we do ABC, XYZ, you know, I really appreciate that. Then if they don't change, you know, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice. That's on me at this point. And some people are just wired that way. They just all their life they don't have their hand out, or it's like take. But at the end of the day, like you got to put you first sometime.
That's right. We got 2 definitions for scallywag.
Is it in
One
Urban
of
Dictionary?
them, yeah, the Urban Dictionary. One of them says scallywag in the dictionary means a person who behaves badly but in an amusingly mischievous way. OMG, that's me. Another definition there was a person who is known to be a treacherous, lying son of a bitch, and usually smells bad.
Wow, dang. Hey,
There's a lot of
somebody's in their feelings.
scallywags
Hey,
here, unfortunately.
when they wrote that out, definition.
I'm telling you, hey, Karima said, hey, family, what's going on, cuzzo?
What's that?
How you doing on this fine evening in July? Okay, let me hop back up so we can get another question in the comments. When your partner feels you did something wrong and comes at you for it, would you rather her be quiet and not say anything really, or buck back? I'm a buck back. That's what she said.
Okay.
So you want to basically, do you want a feisty, you know, woman, when y'all arguing, you say something to her and she jump back at you? What it is then, partner? Or do you want the, babe, you know, what did I do? You know, and tears start falling down her cheek. Which one you rather have, kid?
To answer her question, I'm gonna say buck back, but depends on how you buck back. Because one, I can't stand that. What's wrong? Like I seen a meme like with somebody texting their girl to say what's wrong, and they said nothing. And then a couple minutes later, it was a long thing. Like I just think it's crazy. I don't want to ask you what's wrong, and I clearly know something's wrong, and you say nothing and be quiet. That really bothers me. But how you buck back is important to me because I could be clearly dead wrong. It's a way to say anything. Come to me like, hey, you know, we need to talk. hey, the way you did such and such. Because if you come at me crazy, regardless if I'm wrong or not, now we're in a whole different category. Now I'm gonna shut down from what I did. I ain't really thinking about what I did. Now I'm thinking of the fact that you coming at me in a disrespectful way. So to answer her question, buck back is what I would rather, but it's the way you do it. Because that being quiet and I got to sit here and wonder what's wrong, that's aggravating to me. So that's my answer.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of them that would rather buck back. Cuzzo said buck back, but none of them.
Yeah.
Scoop is up in here. What's going on, Scoop? Cuzzo said tone of voice and being disrespectful won't get you no answers. Well, I'll say this. I want very little buck back. I want like.
Which would you rather though? Would you rather bring it up or sit there and just what's wrong? Nothing. Because I can't stand that.
Me, it's a difference between bringing it up but that ain't what I view as buck back.
I mean, to answer her question, she said, "Would you rather buck?" But I said, "The way you buck back." So bring it up and let's talk about it like adults and get it solved. Yeah. So bucking back, like, no.
I guess I gotta go with buck back just because the other option was hush and not say nothing at all, and that's definitely that ain't gonna fix nothing. So it's got to be a buck back.
Yeah. So, to answer the question, buck back. But if you come with attitude, I might well be handing you a shovel because all you finna do is dig a deeper hole.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got. Oh, this is from a guy. He said, my brother continues to communicate with my ex via social media, etc. He says it's because they're still cool, even though me and her broke up. I wonder if I'm overreacting, but I think I should leave her. No, but I think he should leave her alone too.
Okay.
What would you guys do? What you doing, Kev?
First of all, you feel some type of way about it, and I'm your brother. So if my argument can't be convincing to you, like, hey, bro, it ain't nothing. It's just that we cool. If that don't do it for you, me and her got to be done because the way you feel is more important. And as a guy, if that's all we doing, you're telling me that just talking to her because we cool is more important than the way I make you feel as my brother. And if you're my brother, I promise you, 100 times out of 100, your feelings come before your ex and me and her being cool. So that ain't cool in my eyes. If I can't convince you, hey, bro, it ain't nothing, we just cool, and I can't get a clear, okay, from you, no, because now you putting that before me and your relationship, and we brothers, and I'm assuming that y'all kind of close because this bothers you. Nah, me and her got to be done. I mean, whether you explain it to her or not, hey, bro, my brother don't feel comfortable with this. Talk to you, see you in passing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna put my brother before you 100 times out of 100. So, he need to, or either come to me and convince me that we just talk every now and then, and if you ain't cool with that, we got to be done.
Yeah, that's I think that one is pretty cut and dry, and I don't even know why anybody would think too much on that, but I've seen enough to know that becomes serious issues in relationships between family members and even friends, because it's a lot of friends that if they're no longer friends with somebody, they'll want you to not be friends with the person too.
But I low-key feel like if it's that hard for you to stop, if you like her, you trying to low-key kind of, slide in there. I ain't trying to come to no conclusion, but I don't know. That's just me.
That can go all kinds of ways, brother. I mean, jokers be on some slimy stuff a lot. So same thing. If my brother say, if my brother is not with the person anymore, there's no reason for me to be so close to him to where it goes beyond the hey and bye. It's something strange with that. Somebody trying to doggone braid some back hairs.
And she off limits. She off
Yeah.
limits if we don't. That's my ex. She off limits. So if it's that important for you to be friends with her, but
Yeah, that's crazy. Nikita said, out of school and able to get on y'all's nerves. I'm Bike, and that's BYKE. What I
what's
miss.
up with you?
Tonight is Smooth Saturday,
Right.
and we talking about basically women talk, men listen, and what that means is any and everything that women talk about or may want a man's point of view on, or questions they may have for men, advice they may want. Kev and I are stepping in to be those men tonight. And we're answering them. And we're down to number 7. And I want to say too again, Facebook, YouTube, Wisdom app. If y'all have any questions, throw them in the comments. We'll get them. All right, Kev. My man doesn't say or affirm his love for me daily. When I bring it up, he reassures me that he loves me. Would you bend to fit her love language, or do you just stay true to who you are? And when she says something about it, you just say, oh, well, baby, you know I love you, blah, blah, blah.
I would say who you are is one thing, but who she is another thing. You got to meet in the middle. So I feel like as a man, he needs to make a conscious effort. Okay, I'm not going to be telling her every single day because that's not me. But at the end of the day, she needs that reassurance. When she asks me, I give it to her, but obviously, I mean, that's not enough because she had to ask you. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like maybe every now and then you need to kind of think, make a conscious, even if it's a text. You know, women, you send, especially when you don't really do it a lot. Maybe he'll send you a text like, hey, babe, just let you know I was thinking about you or whatever. But that's advice for him. Advice for her would be like, go to her like, hey, babe, listen, I get it. I get that you ain't super lovey-dovey. You ain't finna be telling me every day you love me. But that's kind of what I need. That's my love language, and it's what I need. So if you love me, could you please, just without me asking you, if you think about me, just shoot me a text or let me know. But come to him, humbly like that, not, listen, because that ain't, we're going to shut down. If you anything like me, we're going to shut down. I definitely ain't going to tell you now. So come to me with some sense, like, babe, I'm truly letting you know. It makes me feel good. It gets me through my day. So if you think about me, I like hearing, I love you. I like hearing your love for me. So listen, can you meet me halfway? You ain't got to tell me every day or every morning and all of that, but can we meet in the middle? And if he loves you, he might not change overnight, but at the end of the day, I think if he loves you and don't want to lose you, he'll tighten up a little bit. He'll tighten up a little bit. That's how I feel about it.
Here's my thing, brother. And I may not get anyone to agree with this, but this is what I feel in my bosom. This is my thing. And I wouldn't have thought to do it this way, but you said you got something for the woman and something for the man. So I'm going to do it the same way.
All right.
Me personally, what I would tell the woman is continue to be who you are. If that's your love language, that's your love language. Let that be you. You're doing right by telling him that you want him to affirm you a little more and stuff like that. I won't smack somebody in the forehead for their love language if it doesn't match mine. It is what it is. For the man, I would say, brother, if you love that woman and want to build with that woman, then hey, you're going to have to adapt to her love language. And this is why. Because I'm sure that this was her love language when you got with her. Because this person said it happens all the time. Now, when you stayed with her and continued to build with her, that subconsciously told her that you're okay with how she is. So now she's supposed to slice that up and kind of change it because you don't feel like affirming her every day. Nah, that's not how things work. More people should get with people that actually fit their way of living. And then a lot of these things, well, maybe we don't need that to happen because we might not have a whole lot to talk about if that happens. But because that's big news everywhere. But yeah, if people start connecting with people that actually fit what they desire, then these won't be issues, man. She'd have had a dude that his love language might be affirming his woman all day, every day, or however you look at it. So she would have been already good on that end. And dude might have got with a woman that don't care to hear it all the time. So that would have worked. So I think a lot of people are doing the pros and cons with the wrong kind of things. Because it might be, okay, she might feel like, okay, he doesn't affirm me every day, but that's the only con. So I'll take the rest of those pros. Well, I think she didn't look at her con as big as it actually is. Because if it's an issue like this and you got to tell this person every single day, then that's not a small thing. There's something going on there. But
that brought me back to what I said earlier too. Like who you are and what you want needs to kind of meet in the middle. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say people should vet people a little better. Because if that person, if she's just so gun-ho on, I need to be affirmed, and you see that this person, they don't do that, period, now you got a decision to make. Hey, this person is not affectionate at all. Am I willing to deal with that? And don't fool yourself. Don't get fooled. You know what? Nah, but he got a lot of other stuff. Then when we get in a relationship and we go to taking this stuff seriously, now you can't deal with it no more. But you knew I was that way from the jump. So that's why that vetting process. And if a person out for you, we got to know to say, hey, I'm going to cut my losses. You know, we went on a couple of dates. I got to move on to the next. That's a decision for you to make, though.
Yeah, Nikita said, why does she need so much validation every day, though? Yeah, some people do.
Yeah, to each his own. You know? To each his own.
Yeah, it's a lot of reasons, though, honestly. It can either be reasons that are negative, like childhood trauma and stuff like that, or it can be reasons that's not negative. It's just the person's makeup, you know, something like that. And that's just what it is. Cuzzo said if he loves you, he will bend and meet her needs. Yeah. And at the same time, if she loves him, some of that stuff she won't make such a priority to be bent on. You know what I mean? Because everybody can bend and meet everybody's needs, but at some point, if you do that with everything, then you kind of lose your own identity. You kind of lose who you are and those things that make you special. And those are the type things that we love to discuss on Smooth Saturday. But Robbie said every day is excessive. Cuz said if you're not feeling their love language, they are not for you. If you're not going to adhere to their love language, most definitely. If you're not going to adhere to it, because we all aren't going to like every single thing about our partners, you know what I mean? But that's what makes it fun. That's what makes these things as magnificent as they are.
And I feel like that meeting in the middle thing is important because if she knows that he's just not affectionate at all, first of all, I think she should have vetted better, but we're beyond that point. She's with this person who's not affectionate. So if he can kind of have, say, for example, he never tells her he loves her, but she lets him know in a way, hey, babe, this is what I need. I just want to put that in your ear. Hopefully you can try and do better because that's what I need. And then all of a sudden, 3-4 days from now, she's at work and she get a text saying, hey, babe, I was thinking about you. I love you. Even though that was only one time, that's going to mean a lot to her. Like, so I think that trying to meet me in the middle is important. And I wouldn't want him to just totally bend and, okay, now every day I'm going to text her and say I love. Now she going to know he's just doing it because I said it. You know what I'm saying? But just meet in the middle with it. I'm sure that she'll be happy with that. And it ain't going to kill him because he ain't got to do it every day. Just do it, you know what I'm saying, every now and then.
Yeah, a little bit of a change can sometimes make more of a difference than a whole lot of change all at
Oh yeah.
once. And what I mean is, like you were saying, if you do a total day and night that quick, a person is either going to think that you don't really want to do it and you're just doing it to appease them, or they're going to
Hey,
think you're being smart, or yeah, something
right.
like that. And while I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it, if you guys hear any music in the background tonight, we do not own the rights to it. We're just smooth
Right.
salad.
Right.
But Tracy said expression of love is not validation, it's affirmation. Ooh,
Okay.
I can dig it.
Right.
I need to know what's so hard about men not leaving you on red but expect you to respond back ASAP. Well, I'll take this first. I gotta look. I think mainly it's because for the most part, men feel like your grandparents used to feel is their way or the highway.
Hmm.
As that's just in a nutshell, it's just because I do it, it doesn't mean you can do it. A
Right.
lot of that, goes on. I think that falls in the category too on how a lot of stuff is now with men. Like there'll be men that say, "Oh, well, if a woman did such and such, nobody would say nothing." But since it's a man, there's been a lot of that, going on from the men's side, especially here lately. But yeah, to in its simplest forms, I think it's because the majority of men feel like, hey, it's my way or the highway. It is what it is. I know I left you on red, but I have an excuse for that. You need to respond back to me. That's just my take on it. What you think, kid?
One, I'm gonna say before we get off here, let's make sure that we both give our quick, brief our feelings on this Kiki Palmer thing because a couple people,
Right?
asked about that.
Yeah, we
But
we we gonna get to that. We
right,
gonna
all right.
get to that.
So
Yeah.
I will answer the question though. With something like that, in my opinion, I think that's kind of selfish. I don't do that. If I expect for you to respond to me when I text you, then I'm gonna do the same. That's just how I am. But that's with that subject. That's with that situation. Now there are some things that men do that, like for example, in my house, I washing the dishes, I very rarely do. Folding clothes, I very rarely do. So that's just the dynamics of my house. I don't need you to expect me to do it, but I'm going to expect you to do it. But that's just a certain dynamic. Just like I'm never going to want my woman to cut the grass, take out the trash. My woman has to never touch the trash. That's just how I roll. But things like that, texting you, in my opinion, that's selfish. If I expect for you to text me back, then if I see it or whatever, I may not like my woman sending me a lot of stuff on Instagram and stuff like that. She know I don't. It might take me 3-4 days to read that and then send back, but that's just how I am. But a text message, if I expect you to do it, I'm gonna do it too. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's how I feel about
that's
it.
what I was gonna say. That I have absolutely no expectations when it comes to that topic because I know how bad I am at responding. But
Right.
I
Yeah.
can, bro. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I'm from England, but I can have a conversation with somebody and be like, okay, I'm gonna call you back, and it's not that I purposely don't call them back or
Right.
even remember that I said it for about 3 or 4 days.
Mhm.
But I'm horrible. I'm horrible when it comes to that stuff, bro. So I don't have any expectations, you know, when it comes to that.
Wait one. While you reading this question, wait one. I'll be right back.
Yeah, the said as soon as you hit them with the okay or silence, then they want to see you or talk. Yeah, because now you've disrupted the algorithm. Most things in this life is chess, not checkers. And a lot of men play chess with every freaking thing, whether it comes to work, relationships, friendships. Everything is a thought out move. So when you throw a wrench in that algorithm with just the okay or silence, especially if they are not used to that from you. If they ain't used to it, then oh yeah, that's definitely gonna make a joker's antennas pop up. Like what in the world? What's going on? Now let me tap back in so I can see if I have a hold on it. That's what that is. If you're busy, take a minute to say that instead of leaving them sitting there. Yeah, now with that one, I agree. That's being considerate and that's just being mature about it. But I've seen way too many situations where uh a guy or something might happen and he can't just text like that or something, but it looks to the partner like, oh, you could have took 2 or 3 seconds to doggone text back. And sometimes, yeah, maybe sometimes no. But that goes back to what I say all the time. Know the person you're with. Because
Right.
if you, of course, a woman, I don't think a woman would get mad if she texts her man and he don't hit her right back, but she knows he's a brain surgeon.
Right.
Because it could be, oh, he might be in surgery or something like that.
Right.
He's a doctor. So if you know the person you're with, then a lot of times those things won't be issues. And that may be why a lot of women, I guess men too, but we're talking about women right now. That might be why a lot of women get so upset when stuff like that happens, because they do know the person they're with. And if they know the dude ain't really ever doing anything but goofing off, lagging or something like that,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
you have a right to do it. What you think, Kev?
I feel like just like you say, you got to kind of know that person. I mean, when you have the importance of, especially if you have a family or something, you might want to have your ringer on or something because anything could happen. But I know that like if I'm working, like I might leave my phone in my office, I might be, roaming around or something like that. So I know that they know that I might not just hop back on it immediately. But if you know that I'm never doing nothing, that's a problem in its own. You might need to
Yeah,
get a man that got a little more business about itself. But
I'm trying
that's
to
just
tell you.
me.
I don't
Yeah.
like all
So
these doggone agreement doggone balls that's being thrown on the screen. Nikita
wow.
said, true, Salid, you're horrible with that. Tammy said, you got that right. King said, you don't respond well. And who
Hey,
more
but
important
hey,
than
hey,
me?
but they know you. You know what
Nobody.
I'm saying? So you know.
Yeah. That's why I say,
Mhm.
hey, know the people, know the people.
Right.
Oh, he gone. Dang. Nikita said, horrible. He can just be texting and boom, he gone for weeks.
Dang.
Goodness gracious. I'm not gonna dispute it though, because I've done that. I've done it. All right. Next one. Do men believe in soulmates?
I think that's totally to each his own as a person. But you can ask if I believe in a soulmate. I say yeah, because my definition of a soulmate is just who 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 you're meant to be with. Do I believe in love at first sight? No. I mean that's a different question. But soulmate, yeah. I mean you're who you're meant to be with and who you connect with the most is it can be a soulmate. Now you can be maybe a soulmate with somebody and it just didn't work out for you to be with that person and you end up with somebody else. But yeah, I kind of believe in soulmates.
I got you now. I believe that we were all souls living elsewhere before we came here in human form anyway. And I believe that as spirits, we formed relationships with different people, whether it was just on a casual level or a relationship type level. So I do
Mhm.
believe that there are souls roaming the earth that are directly connected to other souls for various reasons, and that can go on for a while because I think a lot on that. But yeah. So if I had to answer the question, yes, I do believe in soulmates.
Yeah.
Um, let me see.
Now, if she's asking, do they believe in them more than women? Maybe because that's more of a like a little
If they believe in
sentimental.
what?
If she's asking, do men believe in them more than women? Because that's more of a like a
Oh,
little touchy sentimental subject. I would say maybe women maybe believe in it more than men, but I think it's to
yeah,
each his own. Though.
yeah. And we'll take this moment to say all the new listeners on Wisdom Out, appreciate y'all for coming in, listening to us on Smooth Saturdays. And all the people that just hopped on Facebook and YouTube, we appreciate y'all watching and listening. And hey, you know the vibe for the night. Laid back, relaxed. Throw those questions in the comments because we're answering them. And we're answering them unapologetically and very transparently. Cuz said, I believe in love at first sight. Let me hop on that love at first sight bump. Do you believe in love at first sight, Kel?
Not at all. And the reason I don't is because I think it's a few things that comes into play to be able to love someone. Now, do I believe in lust at first sight? Yeah, you be like, dang, she's fine. Like, I want to get to know her. Like, listen, I gotta have her. But love at first sight is too much that has to happen in order for me to love a person. So how can I love you at first sight? You can look good. That's why I say I believe in lust in first sight. But you can come with so much baggage, or you can be a nasty person inside. And I like sweet women. Like, I can't see that you're sweet when I see you. You can be pretty and prissy looking, but you know what I'm saying, be so foul mouthed, nasty, and disrespectful when I meet you. So no, I don't agree with love at first sight. But I definitely agree with lust at first sight. I can feel like I gotta have you from when I first see you, but love, no, I don't.
Yeah, it's a lot that goes in that gumbo of love for me to get there. I believe in infatuation at first sight. I believe in doggone making these knees shake at first sight. Even getting the butterflies kind of, especially if you see, let's say you see a woman in her element and she physically looks good, but you also kind of see her, how she communicate and move and stuff like that. And you see all that within that first 10, 15 minutes. And I believe you can stumble a little bit and get a little dizzy. So, I mean, some people say that's love. Some say, like I said, infatuation. Kev says lust. But hey, we live in America. All things are possible, right?
Yeah.
Oh, because that can be your soulmate at first sight. Yeah, you're right. That
Yeah,
one
it
night,
could be.
everything can just go
Yeah.
right.
But because that's your soulmate, say I meet a person and we get to know each other and that ends up my soulmate, it's still not possible for me to love you at first sight. We might end up in love, but there's no way I feel like I can love you at first sight because love comes with, it ain't really got nothing to do with looks to me. It
Yeah,
comes to do with everything else. But like I said, to each his own.
yeah.
Somebody
It's
can,
definitely a possibility for it all. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, nah,
yeah.
yeah. It's definitely a possibility. We got you are out of town with your significant other, and they aren't looking good. Hair's messy, not dressed up, etc. How would you handle this? Yeah, you're
So
right, because it's not about looks. You're right. Go ahead, Kel.
you say you out of town and
Yeah,
your partner's out of town with you.
yeah. Both of y'all out. Well, you know what? That's good. Let's do it both ways. You're out with your partner. They ain't looking up to par. Hair all messy. Um, just not looking good. How would you handle that? And same scenario, but you not there with your partner. How would you handle both of them?
If you borderline, if you barely off, I'm still gonna say it, bottom line. But if you looking like you tripping, like I might be like, I'm straight up, whether it hurt your feelings or not, but you're gonna know how I feel. I might be like, we going to such and such, like why you chose to put that on? I might try to tread light and not really give it to you like that. But if you borderline, I might be like, well, maybe they thought that was gonna be popping, but I really don't like it. So I might say something along the lines a little softer, like, you don't think, you know what I'm saying, that shirt would have went better with that? I think so. then we kind of go from there. But if you totally trick your hair mess up and all that, I don't like that. Like, and I'm gonna say it immediately. I don't do the dang. I'm gonna just sit here and not. No, I don't play that.
Nah, bro.
So I'm gonna be like, listen, because I try to keep you in mind when I go out, whether with you or not. I try to keep my little haircut. I try to stay groomed. I might not be all dapper Dan 24/7, but I'm gonna keep in mind, hey, I represent this person. So, I need you to do the same thing. And I'm gonna let you know if you're not doing that.
Yeah, if it's all the way left, I'm gonna say something. Now there are things that I might let pass a little bit, but it can't be obvious that you're not on point like you normally are. If it's obvious, then no, we stopping that right there, babe. What's up? What's happening? I'm trying to figure out where your mental and stuff is. I'm gonna get scared, probably.
It might be a deeper issue,
Yeah, I'm gonna get nervous.
You might be going through it.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, is something going on? I'm gonna start thinking, did I do something? Is she snapping right now? You know what I mean? So
right.
Yeah. Nikita said, leave them in the room. Leave them somewhere. Definitely leave them somewhere. Cuz said, right, y'all represent each other. Facts. Mm-hmm. I'm a firm believer in telling people you're not going anywhere with me looking a hot mess. You got to put that hot mess out. You are a representation of me. No, you have to look the part at all times. All times. Hey, it is what it is.
I feel like it's a way to be kind of, say you just run into the store real quick.
Yeah.
And you ain't trying to do everything up. I get that. But I still think it's a way to kind of be decent looking. Now, I ain't trying to step on nobody's toes at all, but this is just my opinion. I hate that we normalizing this bonnet thing in Publix. I don't get it. I just, in my opinion,
this is Caleb's opinion, y'all. This ain't got nothing to do with something.
In my opinion, I feel like the way you look in your house in the comfort of your own home needs to be a little different than when you out in public. Just my opinion. If you got on pajamas and you got the little Scooby-Doo's on, this, and the third, I don't care if you need to just run in public to get a stick of butter. You need to look like you somebody, because guess what? You're going to run into somebody and you're going to wish you ain't look how you look. So I just hate that we normalize some of this stuff, but hey, like I said, to each his own. That's just my opinion.
Man,
hey, that's just my opinion, man.
Let me tell you.
Yeah. And it might be a double standard, but sometimes
hey, bro.
I ain't gonna say guys get a pass, because I ain't finna go looking like I just woke up and I'm scratching, and I'm not finna go out looking like that, because I'm in between of caring what people think and just not looking a fool. Like, I don't care, whatever, say what you want, have your own opinion about me, but at the end of the day, I don't want this. Hey, I seen her man looking like she just woke up, because I represent you, you know what I'm saying? So I just try to keep that in mind. That's all I'm saying. And I need you to do the same thing.
I feel you. I just know if I'm gonna go to the gas station and fill up the tank, I ain't gonna be as GQ as I'd be if I'm going out to the movies or.
Oh, not at all.
I might have one sock on in my doggone slide. You know what I mean? Who knows? But that's just me. Melissa said toe stepping. Yeah, you stomped on them bad boys there. But I feel you though. I saw somebody this morning in a Winnie the Pooh pajama suit, a grown woman.
Come on, man.
I'm like, folks, bro. I don't know.
I need you to put something on other than that.
Got to.
But that's just me though. To each his own.
Hey, everybody gonna do what they want to do anyway.
Yeah.
Robbie said, I get decent to grocery shop, so I need him to do the same. I hear you. Y'all gonna put on them darn 3 pieces and darn long dresses to go buy some bread. Have at it. Girl says you shouldn't be running outside in your sleepwear. I agree with that too. But jokers want to be comfortable, I guess. Nikita said, I'm with Kev. I just posted on my Facebook page. I'd never go out with it on. I used to fuss at my operators about that. Yup.
Guess what though? I feel like either one, you represent somebody else, or two, you never know who you can come. If you single, like, you know what I'm saying, put your best foot forward. Like I said, you ain't got to put a whole beat your face and all that, but you step out and a young man might be like, dang, you know, I like how she coming. Let me introduce myself. But you might miss those opportunities if you looking like I just woke up. You know what I'm saying? So either way, either you represent somebody or you never
But
know who you may run into.
we can't follow. There's a real fine line and stuff like that. And this is why I say this. A lot of stuff is based off perception, a
Oh, yeah.
person's perception.
Mhm.
What looks like I just woke up to me may not
Mhm.
look like I just woke up to you. Because there's a lot of women out there that feel like they aren't public ready if they don't have makeup on. When you could look at that woman and say, darn, baby, you looking good, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, nah, I look like I just woke up, just because she's not made up. So
Right.
I think with that, now we know the obvious with the pajamas and the bonnet out. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
obvious stuff.
Mhm.
But bruh, I know a cat that if his woman leave the house with jeans and sneakers on, that's the same as wearing pajamas. I mean, he want her
Yeah.
up. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know. That one's the obvious stuff. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's some people. I think Jay-Z said it best. Jay-Z said when he go into meetings and stuff like that, he
Mhm.
ain't gotta quote unquote floss, wear his
Right.
money on him and stuff like that. He was like, he commands the room with how he talk, what he has to say.
Right.
Now we
Mhm.
all know Jay-Z looked like he just woke up.
Yeah.
But I
Oh, yeah.
guarantee you that Joker walk in a doggone meeting or a room or something like that. People don't care what he looks like. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're gonna listen because they know what he's talking about. So I know me personally, I could go in a room. Let's say when I used to do speaking engagements, right? I go
Mhm.
talk to colleges and stuff like that about the courses that I took, and they want to hear about how I got through them, blah blah blah. I could go in that bad boy in a sweatsuit, or I can go in that bad boy in a suit, and
Right.
what's coming out of my mouth, they're gonna take it the same way because
Right.
they're gonna feel the passion in it. They're gonna know that I know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
So the obvious stuff, again, I say yes, I absolutely agree. But the other is like, who's to say what's presentable and what's not, other than the person that's actually, doing it. But
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
And I think I'm weaving out that obvious stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't
yeah,
come
yeah,
with like you wear jeans. That's I'm in the middle with it. I ain't like you got to be stepping out like you going to prom. But at the end of the day, don't the same thing you wore to bed is not suitable to be walking through the store for me.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I feel what you're saying though. Competence does go a long way.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
And knowledge goes a
Oh
long
yeah.
way.
Mhm.
Miss Collins said people worry too much about what others think. I absolutely agree. And I used to. Have I ever worried a lot about what others thought? I guess there was a time between the age of 12 and 15 where I really cared what people thought and stuff like that. But after I hit about 15 or 16 years old, I care more about what I think. I care less what someone else thinks.
Right.
Nikita said, you're always interviewing. That's my motto. Someone may discover you. Take pride in your appearance, period. Yeah, a person should definitely take pride in their appearance. I'm more on the line of people doing exactly what they want to do and being who they want to be, though, because that's one of those things too that I think is kind of subjective, because what I think is not taking pride in appearance, somebody else could. It just all depends. Because I don't think your boy, I don't think Mark Zuckerberg takes pride in his appearance. He don't look like it to me, but somebody else could say, nah, that's average. He just looks like a
Yeah.
normal guy. Da 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 da.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know. And we see where he is. I ain't never seen that cat in no suit, and he a what, billionaire. So
Yeah,
I agree though,
hey, he can go touch $1 billion, no
bruh.
matter how he look. But to
Yeah,
touch on
but
that
as
point,
far
as
as
far as go ahead.
oh my bad, yeah, as far as being sloppy and stuff like that, nah, because some people that you can tell really don't care about
Mhm.
their appearance. And I definitely agree. If you're in a position where you're gonna need something from somebody, like a corporation or something like that, you're gonna need that boost up, then yeah, you should always be on anytime you're in public because you never know who you're gonna rub hands with. You never
Right.
know who's gonna be in a place that you end up at. So yeah, I got it. What were you gonna say, Kev?
Shit. Now, I feel like the fact that I feel like for the most part, I always put my best foot forward. Um, that's what makes me not care what people think. I mean, I care what people think to a certain extent, but I feel like the way I go to work, I present myself well. The way when I speak with people, I'm respectful, I present myself well. So if you take that and say, oh, he does that and the third, I don't care because
Yeah,
I know I'm competent and confident in what I'm doing. So that's all that matters to me. But if I'm slipping, then I'm like, dang, like I'm tripping, like I need to tighten up. So I care about what I'm doing or what I'm going through. So that makes me not care about what you think because I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So
yep.
I'm not gonna say, well, I don't care what people think. Like I just could walk and look raggedy. I can go to work and not give 110% because that's one thing. But I know I'm doing that, so I don't care about what you think.
I got you. Why do some men only want to be with plus size women in secret?
Shoot, I mean, I would feel like because society makes them feel like you should that's unattractive. So if you're with somebody that's unattractive, that says something about you. But I feel like you should like what you like and like it with confidence. Like if I like a plus size woman, like I just said, I don't care what you think. That's what I think is attractive to me. So I don't care about what you think. But that's because to answer the question, because people they care about what people think about them. That's why. Because they don't want to be seen with what society deems as, oh, she need to lose weight or she this or whatever. But if you think it's fine or whatever, you just call you got you one. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the answer to the question for me.
I think it's bathed in selfishness. Person is
Mm.
only thinking about themselves. What you can do for me in this moment, what gratification you can give me in this moment. But anything outside of that, my hands ain't on it. That's a selfish person to be that way. It also a lot of it is like you said, Kev. People worry too much about what someone else is gonna think.
Oh, no doubt.
I don't. I used to tell people all the time. I don't even really say it a lot no more because it really doesn't matter. But there's so much that has to line up for me when it comes to a woman before I start caring about the looks. So I've never been that guy. You know, I've never been the oh you're this or you're that. So I can't I can't even say I'm with you. Hey, when you see me in person, don't even say hey, walk the other way, act like we don't know each other. That ain't my thing. But yeah, it's real big on the society part and people worrying
Right.
about what somebody else gonna say about it, which that's gonna
Mhm.
shift too. Because I mean, hey, plus size women been winning for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
Them jokers been winning for a while. Tracy said it's levels. There has been times I ran out in a pinch, hair out of place, etc. It's all in knowing when and where to show out when necessary. That's facts.
Yeah.
You dad gum right about that. Cuz said I was taught what you sleep in shouldn't be worn outside.
And it's to each his own. It's all in how you were raised. Like,
Yeah.
and I feel like my mom may have went overboard. Like I lived with my mom until I was 17 years old. I never seen her look any type of way going outside, but that's just how she
Mhm.
was or whatever. And she taught me the same. Like whenever I went out somewhere, I needed to look decent. And I think it's to each his own and how everybody was brought up.
Yeah. Nikita said, "Leave him alone." She talking about the guy that tries to date plus size women in secret.
I mean, that's
Queen of the Earth
he's.
said, "Easter egg mentality." What'd you say, Kev? My bad.
I'm just saying he insecure about people seeing him with somebody big. Whatever you like, you might, or you might just be creeping with one of them. If somebody you don't want to be with, you might just be creeping. So do your thing. But now, if he really wants to be with one and loves one, now it's a different thing. He cares too much about what people think. So, and that's selfish on a woman. A woman shouldn't have to deal with you trying to hide her. Like you don't deserve to be with her.
Yeah, I don't think it's good at any time to deal with a woman a certain kind of way and keep her a secret when she doesn't want to be a secret.
Right.
Now, if you know that she wouldn't mind, being on your arm or people knowing that you guys are with each other and stuff like that, that's some crazy stuff. And I personally don't know why a woman would be with a guy, give him the benefits of her, and she knows he's ashamed, to be seen with, or anybody know about them going on. Yeah, don't give him that benefit. Stop giving them benefits up.
Right.
Stop giving dadgum benefits. Have you a drink, smoke you a cigar if you have to. Listen to Smooth Saturday, and then
require what you desire. Require what you desire. If you desire that man to show you off, listen, you finna take me out. And if not, if you feel like you can't muster up the energy to do that, I get you, but I can't do this because I'm not gonna get. And a lot of women will deal with that because they're insecure, or they feel like, well, okay, I'll just deal with. Nah, somebody will love you out there. Somebody will gladly show you off. So
let me tell
stop
you
dealing
something.
with that.
If I'm a woman and a dude I'm giving benefit to tells me that he want to keep me a secret because he's ashamed of me,
right?
First thing I'm gonna do is call whoever work them signs and stuff on the highway. I'm gonna get a big billboard made with him and my picture on that bad boy, saying this is mine, and I'm gonna put it all down 85.
And listen, you got a vagina. First of all, we ain't going without that. So first of all, you want up with that, and if you come with other stuff too, like stop letting the man be ashamed of you when you know you coming with you a hard worker, you making money, you sexing this man, and he ashamed to show you. Hey, that gotta stop. The moment you feel like he embarrassed by you or something like that, cut it off. It's men out there. Trust me, it's men out there.
Nikita said, I can't smoke my cigar because I don't have the torch and cutter someone was supposed to give me. That's facts. That's facts. Hey, you win some, you lose some. I forget. Everyone knows. Everyone that knows me knows. I blame it on the rain. I have nothing to say. I'm bad with that stuff. Tracy said, definitely is a fine line in secrecy and privacy. Facts on mother freaking facts. I have to say it again. There's a fine line between secrecy and privacy. There's a lot of jokers that's hiding people for various reasons. Being private, though, both of you understanding why you don't open certain doors and something like that is a totally different thing. That's facts. Tracy said, I operate in privacy, not secrecy. Exactly. It's secrecy. Exactly.
Yeah. But a lot of people will be operating in secrecy and try to convince you that they're operating in privacy.
That
ain't fair. You know what I'm saying? So
You're right. Cuz said I'm not allowing no one to hide me. That's right.
Right. And I feel like that's how you should feel. Right.
Oh.
Why definitely nobody ain't gonna hide me, but go ahead.
Why do men leave the condiments out versus putting them where they go?
I mean, I feel like go ahead.
I forget. It's simple as that.
So that's like at the house, putting the ketchup and not putting it back up. That's what they mean.
Yeah,
Shit,
I would guess.
that's the each his own. You need to let him. If that's important to you, you need to let him listen. I want my house clean when I'm not home because my wife will tell me all the time. Listen, I ain't your maid. I don't mind cleaning up, but I don't want to clean up after you. So let him know the importance of him putting stuff up, and hopefully he'll meet you in the middle. Every now and then he might leave it out. Don't trip. Don't blow a gasket. But as long as he's making them efforts, then that's what matters. I feel.
Here's another good one.
Mhm.
Why is it when women, wait, let me read this right. She said, why is it that when the woman leaves and the man gets a new lady,
Mhm.
why does he feel like he has to be extra rude or bad towards the ex? Like he's trying to convince the doggone new girl that he can't stand the ex. Why do men do that?
I feel like that's very immature, and that's just the dude you chose. I mean, I'm not gonna be rude or disrespectful to anybody. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. I don't know why he would do that. Maybe just to prove, like you say, to prove to the new girl that hey, I'm done with her, whatever. Just tell the new girl I'm done with her, and you ain't gotta be rude to nobody. Like my ex, my son's mom. As much as she acts rude to me, I try to be so polite and nice. I ain't got to try to prove to my wife that I'm done with her. I just simply tell her I'm done with her. So maybe he need to just grow up out of that. You know, why does he feel he need to convince this new woman that he's done with her? Does she have an insecurity about it? I'm not sure, but I feel like he needs to stop being rude to his ex. If that ex may be you, you know, that you're explaining, and that's not right. He shouldn't be being rude to you, especially if you don't deserve it.
Yeah, I agree. And to add to that, sometimes men do that because they catch way too much hell acting friendly at home. And I'm gonna say this, and ladies, you might not like it, but a lot of you uh make a man's acting nice towards somebody who he's already been with before. Y'all make that such a traumatic experience. Cause most of the time, dudes, especially dudes that are doing what they're supposed to do, most of the time, all they want is peace. And if
Mhm.
peace means I got to be a little short with my ex than I normally would, then
Yeah.
dadgummit, that's what's gonna happen. Ex, I'm
Hmm.
gonna be short with you. A lot of guys, especially depending on how far in the relationship you are with this guy. If he sees a future with you and he trying to build, then he gonna do whatever he can do to have peace in that house. Now that's not
Right.
gonna say it's always gonna be that way. A part of having peace in the house is to have everybody that's connected to the house in a peaceful state as well. So at some
Right.
point, I think um, one, men shouldn't do it to the point where they're being rude and just being nasty and stuff like that. Um,
Right.
now, I think in order to have peace, there's nothing wrong with cutting what would be a 5 minute conversation down to 2.5 minutes. You
Right.
know what
I
I
agree.
mean? It's
Hmm.
some things you can alter to have peace in your house. But
Hmm.
yeah, for the most part, though, I think a lot of it is what Kev said, and a lot of it is that the man just is trying to prove that to the woman, like, oh, I don't want nothing else to do with her. Because
Right.
sometimes if your spouse is kind of friendly with an ex,
Yeah.
you got it in your head like, I wonder how
Yeah.
close they still are. You just think stuff like that. So a lot of times, man, people want peace so bad
Yeah.
they'll do anything to get it.
Now you might need to cut all that flirting out. That ain't, but don't be rude and mean. And
Yeah,
that's your mistake of not being a matter of fact after breaking up with them. Now that's you trying to flirt with them and try to see if the door's still open. Then when you get around your new chick, now you being mean. Nah, don't do that. Just from the jump, be matter of fact and straight to the point with her, so you ain't got to be putting on or being fake when you're around your
yep,
new lady.
that's right. Cuz said he just mad because the new chick is not what he expected. That joke got a lot of issues. But
Uh,
let's get some more questions in here. Why do men like a lot of pillows on the bed? I'll answer this because mine is pretty quick.
Yeah.
I'm not a like a lot. I only like a lot of pillows on the bed one time, and that's when if I'm in the bed watching TV,
Mhm.
I like to be propped up,
Right.
while I'm watching TV. But once it's time to relax and go to sleep and stuff like that, nah, one pillow is fine for me.
Right. I ain't gonna lie. First of all, I think it's to each his own. But if I'm laying on my side, I like a pillow in between my legs. I like to be propped up. So I do like a lot of pillows. Like, or if I'm sitting up watching TV, which I don't have a TV in my room, but I like to be propped up or whatever. Like if I'm on my phone or something like that. So I guess they just resources to how you want to lay. Like I like to be propped up. I like to have a pillow between my legs, et cetera, et cetera. So that's my reasoning.
So you like to feel like you spooning when you sleep.
Yeah. Hey, once I fall asleep, I really don't want no contact with you though. You know how some people can
Yo,
fall asleep spooning and it looks so storybook, y'all laid up the whole night. No. Once I fall asleep, I want it to feel like I'm the only one in the bed. So I don't need none of that while I'm asleep.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Um, would you let your wife, significant other, or girlfriend dictate who can thumbs up or heart on your social media? My answer is quick with that too. No.
My answer gonna be no too, because guess why? I can't control that. Somebody might thumbs up or heart my stuff. Now you finna be around here running crazy, questioning me about stuff, and I have a hard time answering and going through hell about stuff I had no control over. So
Yup.
I ain't finna put no post out saying, hey guys, can y'all not heart my stuff because my woman gonna go crazy. I'm not doing that. So we really don't do all that. Let me check this and dissect this.
Yeah.
You're gonna end up going crazy. People gonna do what they do. So nah, I'm gonna say no because I ain't going down. That's a slippery slope that I ain't going down.
Yeah, I think I've never understood how so many arguments come from social media anyway. Because unless somebody is blatantly having a conversation with somebody on social media that's disrespectful to the relationship, then that's one thing. But outside of that, people getting mad because they partner likes or hearts somebody's stuff or somebody likes their stuff, that's freaking crazy to me. Because you can't control that stuff. You can't control that.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
Now
you
you
control
hearting
what you do,
everybody's
you can't
stuff.
control what
Yeah,
somebody does back.
right.
Nikita said, laughing my hindquarters off. Thank you guys. Oh, thank you for the questions. Thank all y'all for the questions. Thank y'all for listening to. We'll take another thank you break. Thank you, Facebook watchers, for watching. Thank you, YouTube watchers, for watching. Thank you, Wisdom Appers, for listening. We truly appreciate y'all. Um, do you let your friends know they are being toxic?
You you want me to take it? I feel
Yeah,
like
you.
you let your friends know anything that you feel like can be detrimental. You know what I'm saying? If they being toxic in their relationship or with you or with anybody, I feel like if they're truly your friend, we throw that word around too loosely. That's my friend. That's my. If they truly your friend, you should be able to tell them whatever you think, and it's a way to talk to people. So if they being toxic and it's ruining their relationship, or you see that they doing too much, like it's a saying, they say you don't know what you're doing until you stop doing it. So sometimes you need friends that, hey, bro, like you tripping or whatever, you being too toxic. So my answer is yes. You let them know anything that you feel like needs to be said.
Yeah, I agree with that. I tell people all the time, my circle tight is Nat Booty. So I definitely keep the conversation as transparent as possible. I only have one friend though that I'm constantly having to talk to about the toxic behavior that he exhibits. But yeah, we talk about it, and it's never gotten heated. We went back and forth before with him stating his case and me being like, nah, bro, straight up is da 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 da. We'll go back and forth like that. But at the end of the day, we end up laughing and keeping it moving. I think if you don't have if you have people in your corner that will not check you sometimes, especially when it's obvious that you're wrong, then you need to watch those cats because you don't want a lot of yes people, around
Right,
you because you can't grow. You can't grow like that. You have to be
right.
challenged, you have to be pressed, you have to be held accountable, and so on and so forth.
If you don't have a fan that you can argue with, and then y'all talk it out, dap it up, or whatever, and be straight, like that's a good thing to have when you can get into a friendly argument, like, bro, you tripping, and you explain why, and y'all be, you know what I'm saying? I think that's really showing love. So
Yeah.
you need them type of friends.
Cuz said, my boundaries won't allow you to be toxic around me. I will distance myself with quickness. Pyong pyong. That's right. Um, would you feel any kind of way if your partner doesn't heart or like anything you post on social media, but they do it for others' posts?
I think it depends on the dynamics of y'all relationship. Maybe y'all don't do nothing with each other on social media, and that's fine. But maybe you like, if that's a problem for you, I think just like anything else, you need to express that. But naturally, you may feel like, hey, they liking everybody else stuff, but they're not liking mine. So I think a partner should kind of um, exhibit the same that they reach to other people, if not more. Like let me love their stuff or heart their stuff or whatever it is or whatever, because I'm doing it for other people. So why not do it for my partner? So I think that's a
Yeah,
good way to show somebody, hey, I ride for them. Let me show them instead of just telling them. But to each his own. Depending on the dynamics of your relationship.
yeah. For me, it depends on how it started, how our quote unquote social media interactions started. I mean, if the person has always been like that, if they didn't really like or heart my stuff anyway, but I see them on everybody else stuff, then I care less. It don't matter to me. If they heart or like every single thing that I post, and then I notice they stop doing that, but keep that same energy with everybody else, then that tells me there's an issue between her and I, and we need to have a conversation because I'm like, there's a reason why it changed. So that's why communication is so key, and those lines of communication should be kept open. Um, do you like feet on you? Let
I'm
me tell
good
you
with feet.
something. There was a time where feet were like placing an entire alligator on me. Meaning there was a time where I wouldn't even want a foot on me if it was in a sock. You know what I mean? Because
Damn.
gosh. But I've graduated. I love, the feet on me. Now they will not reach my mouth, but all mine feet being on me.
Yeah, I'm good with feet, and I always have been. I mean, I like pretty feet too. You know what I'm saying? So we chilling on the couch. Me and my woman on the couch. You put your feet on me. I'll massage them. This, that, and the third. But with that being said, I need you to make sure. I need you to make sure your feet up to standard, which I don't have a problem with that. I mean,
Yo,
most of the time they done, they ain't crusted, they pretty. So yeah, bring them on. I'll massage them or
you
whatever.
know
So
what
I
though?
I don't have no problem with feet.
Hey, bro, they don't even make feet like they used to. Cause 35 years ago, there was this crustacean that could be found on the heel of feet, and it
Yeah.
was sort of the consistency of asphalt. The crust is different now. It doesn't look like it's as hard as stiff as it used to be. So I don't know
Yeah.
what if something's in the water, but crust ain't. Hey, it ain't like it used to be. Nikita said I ask weird stuff. Hey, you ask questions probably that a lot of people been thinking about themselves.
Right.
Um, Karima said, "Would you share a social media page with your significant other?" I've been there, done that. I wouldn't have a problem with it, but I don't
Your
I don't
own
really
social
think on
media
it that
page?
much anyway. the majority of my social media use is for my business and podcast and other things that I'm getting off the ground anyway. My social media is maybe 10% to be social. So I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care about that. What about you, Kel?
So, your own social media page?
Yeah,
What do you
would you
mean?
share like one with your wait, yeah, are you asking a
Oh,
page
like
together?
share? No, no. I don't
I
think that
think I think
makes.
she asking like y'all together, like y'all share a page.
I wouldn't be ashamed to, but I just feel like that don't make sense. I mean, an analogy would be, will we share a popsicle? Yeah, I don't mind, but guess what? I'd rather get your own popsicle. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not too ashamed, but I don't mind. I don't mind, but a page it should be for one person. You know, that's just my
Yeah.
opinion.
Hey, I got you, bro. Hey, I'm the
Right.
same. I got you. I wouldn't care, and I'm not going to fight to do it either. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. T said Kev just freaky, man.
I guess he talking about with me
Their
with the
feet.
feet.
Yo,
Hey, it is what it is, man. Hey, I don't mind, but it got to
all
be
right.
well maintained, though.
Hey, oh, we got one say hairy women. Yes or no?
Oh
Now, hey,
no,
it it depends on where this hair is located. Now, if it's the light, because there are some women that have the little light fine hairs on the legs and stuff. And I know this because my daughters are like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It ain't no can't comb it, but it's
Right?
the little fine, hairs, a little bit on the arm. Look, that
Yeah.
I could deal with. Now, when it gets to man, I don't want to darn write my ticket to the fiery pits tonight. So I'm trying to watch how I say
Hey, hey,
when it
hey.
comes to I've seen some women that are almost to they about like your beard is right now, but just on the bottom though. That's
Yeah,
a bit
right there.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't know what the name of it is, but there's a condition where a woman can have, like the beard or something like that. I've seen it. It's this woman
Hold
that's
on. The beard and
not
and
big like this, but it's there, bro. And I can't remember what they called it. I saw it on TV. It was on social media or something like that. And the woman, it's a condition, bro. It's
listen. It could be a condition all it want. They make plenty of things to remove it. So I'm gonna be totally transparent, and I'm gonna even tell you the places. Pretty much, no. I don't like a super hairy woman. So legs, if they get to where it's spiky because it's growing
yeah,
back,
yeah,
and it's been 2 3 days, I ain't tripping. But I'd rather you remove it. Arms, if it's a little spiky, it is what it is. I ain't tripping. But when it get long, I'd rather you remove it.
yeah.
Vagina, if it's a little spiky, okay, but I'd rather you remove it. Under your arms, if it's a little spiky, okay, but I'd rather you remove it. I'm not even gonna begin to let you have no beard or no mustache. That got to go. Bottom line. It ain't no ifs, no
Yo,
ands, or
I'm
buts.
with you.
You can't
I'm
have
with
no beard or no
you. No,
mustache
no.
fooling with me. Even if you got a condition, you better just keep your stuff in your purse to get because
Yeah,
that got to go.
it can be too thick. So that's a yes and a no. Tracy said there are people who move funny on social media though. Let's keep it a bean. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
T said ain't nothing wrong with a little hair on that. Yeah, that's why I say it depends on where it is. Definitely. I
Yeah.
would never be and I don't want to make this sound like I'm not empathetic to conditions, but I don't want
Yeah.
to ever be in a situation with a darn face there's an issue like that. With the
If you got
growing,
that condition, I'm good with it. Just take care of it.
yo, PCOS. I'm a little floaty right now, so I don't even know what PCOS is.
I don't know either. But like you said, though, I'm not being insensitive. And if I see it getting spiky or whatever, I ain't gonna trip. But long as you make a conscious effort to know that that's just simply not my preference, and you just it's getting a little spiky, it's time to take care of that.
Yo, they said y'all couldn't have been born in the 60s and 70s because shaving is the new wave. Yeah, I was born in the 70s, but by the time I got out of the 70s, I was only 6. So I wasn't thinking about no doggone a lot of hair. Oh, okay. So she was saying PCOS. She was telling us that's what it's called. It's a hormone condition called PCOS. Right. Oh, okay. I got you.
And if I was born in the 70s and I seen that a lot, maybe I would have been conditioned mentally to feel like, okay, that's okay, but I'm not. So
yeah, we've gotten used to it not being that thick. But I think I might have accidentally wrote this question twice. PCOS is the condition that causes women to have a hairy face. Okay, I got you. Many blessings to the women with PCOS. We truly appreciate you as well.
Right. No doubt.
Do men know the difference between toxic masculinity and leadership? Did we already go over that?
Yeah. We hit that.
Okay, I thought we did. Okay, so we down to the last question that was sent in to us. And I don't see any more questions in the comments yet. So we're going to get with this one. I do see another comment now. And we're going to get to the question in the comment before this one because you kind of touched on this one earlier. So I'm saving this for last. The last question on this list, I'm saving for last.
All right.
Shonda said, hello, everyone. Don't know if anyone said this, but how about, okay, it's a question there. So, hey, Shonda, how you doing? Thank you for listening to us tonight. I'm going to get to this question right before yours first. Weed smoking women. How do we feel about weed smoking women?
I feel like that does put an image on you. You know what I'm saying? You walking right where you at, you smoking or whatever. It does put a certain image on you. I prefer for you not. But then again, you might be the type that can kind of keep it to where you ain't all out and about hitting the blunt. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of do it in the comfort of your own home. So I ain't mad at that. But if I had to choose one, it's not my preference for you to be a heavy smoker, but if you did it, it wouldn't be a deal breaker. You know what I'm saying? But, to each his own. Because I don't smoke. Now, if I smoke, I might be like, hey, let's buy one up. It might change my perspective a little bit, but, it ain't. I wouldn't call it a deal breaker for me.
I say, light it up if you want to light it up. That's what I say on that. Shonda said, hello, everyone. Don't know if anyone. Okay, I got that part. How about having your girlfriend be a stripper full time?
I feel like that tests to each his own with your level of insecurity. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not saying because you don't want your wife or your woman or your girlfriend, or they say girlfriend, to be a stripper, that you're just an insecure person. But at the end of the day, you got to know what that comes with. And your woman may be like old girl on Players Club. She was very immature. She did that for a business. She was, stacking her money up for school. That may be your woman. But at the end of the day, regardless of how you slice it, you got men every night being able to see your woman naked. And it ain't no other way you can slice that. And I'd rather not have that. You know what I'm saying? So if she's a mature woman that's just doing it to take care of her business and stack her bread, but I'd rather, if I had to choose, I'd say no, because I can't control how she is. She might just be dancing, not attractive, not giving no man the time of day, and go to the house. But other men might be groping. They might have different things in mind. It might not be as safe, you know what I'm saying, depending on the club you work in. And like I said, at the end of the day, it's a lot of men that's looking at your woman. So it might be some men you work with, able to say, boy, I don't seen everything that you see on a nightly basis. And I'd
Yeah.
rather not have that, bottom line. So my answer would be no, I wouldn't prefer that.
Well, she say, do you prefer? She say, could you like be in a relationship with her?
Now, first of all, if I met a woman and she was in a strip club, I'm not gonna fall for. I'm not gonna try to make you my girlfriend. That's just me. But if I'm with you and you try to become one, I'm I'm probably gonna convince you not to become one. So you know what I'm saying? Like my overall answer, I'm gonna give no because I just don't want us to have to go through whatever negative that may come with. So I'm gonna say no.
Brother, I'm gonna say mine is no, and this is why.
Yeah.
I have literally, and a lot of times I've had dudes will be in conversation and these kind of topics come up with, yo, let's go to the strip club, blah, blah. And
Right.
9 times out of 10, none of them ever believe me when I tell them, I'm like, strip clubs ain't never been my thing. I'm
Me neither. Me
46
neither.
and I've been to a strip club 3 times in my life. 2 of
Yeah.
those was bachelor parties. So
Yeah.
strip clubs just not my thing. So if strip
Mhm.
clubs aren't my thing, I can well, it's a lot of reasons why I'm not dating a stripper. But
Right.
that's a big part of it too. It's just not my thing. And if it's not my
Mhm.
thing and I know that's her thing,
Yeah.
then we can't do no team. So,
Right.
and it's a lot
Okay.
that comes along with that too. That's a dangerous, I've heard, job when you get these stalkers and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I don't like the idea of what I do now. And I'm not a professional at strippers, strip clubs and stuff, but I've heard that sometimes for a little extra coin, they might take it a little bit beyond stripping.
Oh yeah.
And say
Mhm.
nah, that's not my thing. So I couldn't and wouldn't do it.
And your woman might reassure you, like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna accept that extra cash. But you just know that that's the atmosphere she's in. She's gonna be pressured daily at her job to show man her body. Nigga might flash $1,000 and it's like, what are you gonna do? And I just don't want you to be under that type of pressure. I just don't. I just
Yeah,
don't.
because I mean, you already doing it in the first place because you want the money. So
Right.
money is driving you anyway.
Right.
So if somebody says there's more money, then that's gonna drive
Yeah.
you too.
Mhm.
Do you love your partner in her love language? I've been conditioned somewhat to be selfish. I was very selfish in my prime days. Now it's different. You try to stay who you are, keep yours, and meet, your partner where they are too. So it's best to do so. And we spoke
Right.
about this a little bit earlier. But it's definitely best to do so. But it goes back to what I was saying about knowing who you're with and getting with who matches you. Who
Right.
matches you, because loving your partner in their love language, loving my woman in her love language, and yours too, Kevin, stuff like that is not difficult to do when you're
Mhm.
already attached to your person. And when
Right.
when your goal is to build with this person, certain things
Right.
don't become hard anymore, depending on what you want to get out of it.
Right. I agree. And I feel like, just like I always say, I'm gonna meet you in the middle. If it's something that you want, I probably don't have a problem with it already because I chose you and I already kind of know what you like. But am I gonna give it to you every single time? I think that makes things become kind of boring if you ask me. So my wife's love language definitely is quality time. And it don't matter if I've been it's been a hurricane. I've been stuck in the house with her literally for 7 days straight. On that 8th day, if I tell her I got to go do something, she might be like, okay, when you come home, she just likes spending quality time.
Yeah.
But if I got to work, if I got a prior engagement, if I got something I got to do, does that mean I'm going to cancel it because that's her love language? No. But if I know I've won a couple of days without giving it to her, or I know, you know what, I've been out, I've been out working hard, I need to give it to her. Of course, I'm going to make that conscious effort to try to meet her halfway with it. And I think that's what's most important. One, to make that effort to meet your partner halfway, and for your partner to feel like I see the effort of him meeting me halfway. And I'm not going to get it 100% of the time anyway. So if we can kind of meet in the middle, I think that makes things work. That mixed with maturity, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Is a light mustache on a woman a deal breaker? Not for me. I think, hey, I'm gonna tell you, bro. I think a light mustache is cute.
Yeah.
But let me say this. I don't want people to misunderstand what I view as light. You know what I mean? Because somebody might think mine is a white mustache. I don't mean like that now.
Yeah.
I'm talking about where you got to get real
close. What does she line it up though? What does she?
Don't do that. Don't do that. Definitely don't put no trimmers on it. But when you can see just a little bit of a shadow, I mean, so slightly, I'm with it.
I don't know if this answers the question, but I'm gonna say no. It's not a deal breaker, but I need it gone. I don't know if that was like me. I ain't gonna say it's a deal breaker, but I don't need you to have no mustache. That's just on me. That's it. And I don't want to be shamed for it. That's my preference. I don't need you to have a mustache. And if you have had that grows there, you've been busy, this, that, and the third, am I going to jump down your throat because it's growing? No. But I need you, like I've been preaching all night, to meet me halfway. Boy, this mustache been growing for the past 3 days. And I know how he feels about a mustache. I need to get this mustache up out of here. And that's just simply my preference.
No peach fuzz.
No. That's just me, man. I don't want to see no mustache. If I see it, I ain't gonna say, you know what, I told you we breaking up. But I don't need you to get to the point where I got to say, listen, hey, you know how I feel about that mustache, right? I need you to know how I feel about that mustache. And get it up out of there.
I think because you're hearing the word mustache,
that you think
it's going to look like ours.
No, man. Okay, check me out. I got a light mustache. So what do you call a light mustache? Is this what you're talking about? So if your woman got this, you're good with it.
No, we ain't talking about that. I wouldn't consider that a light mustache. That's just a mustache.
Okay. All right.
I'm talking about... You only know it's there because when you go in for the softest of kisses, you kind of feel it on the inner lip of that's a light mud. You can't really see it, but you can kind of.
Hey, what about a light beard?
Hey, bro. It's so many ways to get rid of stuff. Just
that's
like
what I'm saying.
In my head, it's so many ways to.
Right, so, that's what I'm saying. So it's a no for me. Now I don't need you to have a facial hair. That's me. Especially if be trying to sport it, be lining it up and all that. No.
One is too thick if you lining that bad boy up. And all
hey, she going to the barbershop like, do it here, line it up here.
I can do light. I can do so light. Barring it being a condition. Now I'm talking about natural. If this is natural, I can do a little light mustache. Now with a condition, we do what we got to do to work around that. Because if I'm already building with you, hey, I'm with you for whatever you got. Goodness, health, all that good stuff. Tracy said polycystic ovarian syndrome. I'm shocked I got that correct on the first time reading. But so the POS. Polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Now, I don't want nobody to think I'm being insensitive about it. simply because you can get rid of it. You can just hit it.
Yeah,
It's gonna
yeah.
go back in 3 days.
Stuff that can do.
Just hit it again. Right.
There's stuff you can do. T said like a peach fuzz, basically.
Get
Yeah,
that
he
vibe.
said he said he don't want no peach fuzz. He want that joker slick as an apple.
It gotta go. Smooth as a baby's bottom.
All right, now this is the last question that we had right here that came in to us. And it's been the talk of the town for the past couple of days. I haven't
Right.
spoke on it yet, but it's come up now. So this question was, why did Kiki's baby daddy not tell her privately what he felt about the dress and stuff like that? And that why did he not do it that way, but he ran to social media to out her, degrade her, call her not a mom, things like that? Why did that man do that?
I'm gonna go with one because he was in his feelings about it, and you know when we hurt people, that hurt his little insecure feelings, and he felt like, I want some sympathy. I want people to agree with me, and I want some sympathy. And maybe when he brings things to her, he don't get the response or the behavior from her that he wants. So let me take it to social media, and hopefully a bunch of people agree with me. But just like I would expect, the internet tore him up. The only thing that I don't disagree with her behavior, I don't think she was out of line. She wasn't groped, she didn't kiss the man, none of that. Neither do I think that Usher's behavior was out of line. I mean, Usher was very, he just put on a show with it. He was cool with it. That's a fellow celebrity or whatever. Let me give her a little prop. They hugged or whatever. And that's Usher. She was a little flattered. She kind of was with her friends. I would not trip at all about that. The only thing I got a slight issue with is, and I think what you feel your lady wears is a gauge on your insecurity. Now, but at the same time, there's boundaries. The only thing I had a slight problem with is she did kind of have her booty out a little bit. Do I want you out?
Bruh.
Yeah, she had. She had the little sash thing over it, but it was see through.
Oh,
so
yeah, you can see it.
First of all, mine wouldn't have left the house with that on, so we wouldn't have had that issue. I'd have been like, "Hey, babe, you look cute, but listen, no, the booty cheek thing out. No, let's fix that before you even get there." So obviously, I'm assuming they lived together. He didn't have a problem with her leaving the house like that. But when a celebrity gave her some attention or whatever, and she was enjoying herself from a man other than herself, he got insecure and got in his feelings about it. But I don't think that neither of them did anything wrong. It was a show or whatever. But he did the wrong thing by taking it to the internet because they did him in, like I knew that they would do. And he just showed his level of insecurity. But even if you were insecure about it in a relationship, when she get home, let her know. Listen, no, I don't like how you was doing this or doing that. But I don't think that neither of them did. Usher was very professional about it, and she was flattered. That's freaking Usher. But if my woman was doing that, I was like, hey, take a picture or whatever. That's Usher. Come on, bro. But you just showed the whole world I'm insecure about that going on, and they did them in just like I expected. So
yeah, I don't think there was anything malicious on Kiki or Usher's part. I don't think they, trying to be together, nothing like that. I've
Not
seen
at all.
enough Usher shows to know that's how Usher does.
That's what he did.
That's part of his show.
Right.
Going out there and getting the crowd, involved. And he did it with Teddy Riley. He did it with 21 Savage. He's done it with a lot of people.
Right.
So I don't even think the only way that I would feel like the outfit was the issue is if he didn't know that's the outfit she was wearing beforehand. If he didn't know, then I could see him being surprised with the first time you see it is on social media when somebody posting a video.
Right.
Or doing a live, however it went, because he had tweeted some kind of way. But I think it's 100% wrong.
Oh yeah.
To put issues that you're having with your partner out for other people to see that aren't involved with your relationship in the first place. That just doesn't make sense to me. Bashing your partner on social media when y'all going through something, telling somebody after you break up with the person what y'all were going through and why you're not with him. I think people allow other people too much access and then get upset when people take too much access. So it's crazy. Yeah, he was definitely, in my opinion, wrong for what he did after the fact. I can't say that I don't if, and this is a if I were to say Kiki was wrong, it would only be if her and he had a conversation before she got to the concert. He knew what she was wearing and he voiced his concerns or how it makes him feel and stuff like that. If they had a conversation like that and it was a sincere conversation and she was on some old forget your feelings, I don't care about your feelings, you know what I mean, I'm gonna do it anyway, then I would say, okay, Kiki holds a bit of, you know, wrongness in this situation. But since I don't know that that was the case, I can't say that I think Kiki did anything wrong. I think it was exactly like you said. You know, I look at her, even though she's a celebrity, in that moment, to me, she transformed into just being a fan.
It's a fan, right?
That's nothing more than what any fan would do in a situation like that, in my opinion. So yeah, I think dude got some stuff going on with him that he won't admit to, and a lot of it is attached to insecurity and stuff like that.
And I think Kiki acted really, really good. She gave Usher a good fan feedback, and that's a grown woman. It ain't like she like these high school kids do. I'm gonna have a halter top on with a jacket over because I don't want my daddy to see. And then when I get to school, I'm gonna take it off. That man knew what she was wearing before she left. So I'm not gonna put no wrong on her at all. He was dead wrong for putting a business to the internet, showing the world that he was insecure. And now all the slander, now you got a lot more to deal with. You already couldn't even deal with your woman, you know, being excited by Usher. So now the way the internet gonna do you don't stand a chance about the thing.
And then now you've opened up a can of worms to your woman not feeling, you know, secure now. Cause now she feel like, darn, if you can do this to me in front of the whole world, I can't trust you now. You know what I mean? So that's done severed that relationship. So yeah, I hope it was worth it for old boy.
Right. Most definitely. And don't get me wrong real quick, but in my opinion, I feel like a woman feels like you seen her leaving the house. She was looking good. Baby, you looking good. Enjoy your friends. Have a good time. And then when you have fun with Usher, it was all on tape. It wasn't nothing that you had to hear about in the streets or none of that. You know what I'm saying? You give her, you had a good time. You might give her a little jab or you was all up on Usher or whatever. Let that be foreplay for you.
Yeah.
Now, you know, I'm your man. Come home and let's do or whatever. Like, that just showed insecurity. And I know she was totally turned off by his actions. Totally turned off. Like,
that ain't a good look at all.
At all.
How do y'all feel about the 14-year-old protecting his mom by shooting that dude in the restaurant? Was that in Chicago?
Yeah, it was Chicago.
Wasn't that Chicago? How you feel about that, kid?
I feel like if you see it's a link between a mom and a son that's just you can't explain it. So if you already got a gun, that's a whole nother story. The fact that a 14-year-old has a gun, but that's neither here nor there. He had a gun. So when you walk in there and you see somebody literally looking at the video, this man was trying to knock this woman out, and you see that, and you got a gun, like your instincts, I have to protect her. Bottom line. And if you got a gun, like, he got to go. Like, so I'm glad. I hate the guy had to die. I'm glad they were not charged though, because he was simply protecting his mom. That's all he was doing. And he so happened to have a gun on him, and that's a resource he used to protect her. So I'm not mad at a young man protecting his mom from getting assaulted.
Bruh. The way that Joker pulled back and hit that woman in the face.
Listen, man, he was Mike Tyson punch out.
I wouldn't have felt no type of way if that boy would have got in a doggone trash truck and ran it through the restaurant and ran dude over. I'd have been like, hey, right on, brother. Because I can tell you this for a 100% fact. if a dude said he was gonna hit my mama in the
Yeah.
doggone face, he wouldn't even have to physically do it if he said he was gonna hit my mama in the face.
Right.
Oof. I might go to the extent old boy did, and then I can worry about what I'm gonna tell the cops later. You know,
Yeah.
I come up with something by the time they get there. But yeah, that I don't know. I don't feel no type of way about Youngin doing it. I don't feel no type of way about him chasing dude and making sure he finished it. Because my
Yeah.
thing is this: if you're going to, my dad told me when he found out I was into guns, this was many a moon ago. He told me, he said, son, if you ever pull it out, don't hesitate to use it.
Right.
So you deal with the consequences later. But if it's coming to protecting what I hold dear and something going down, man, you got to get it. You got to get everything in the clip when it comes to me, though. So yeah, I applaud the young man because that's what you should do. You should protect your mother. You should protect your sister. You should protect those that can't protect themselves. Now, I'm not gonna say I'd have still pulled that thing out, but if I were to see a regular woman, a civilian woman, get beat on like that, I'm doing something. So yeah, much less my mama. Yeah, I don't see nothing wrong.
And I say just don't make me use it. You know what I'm saying? I'm mature enough to not put myself in harm's way. I'm walking around shooting people, but don't make me do. And what he did was a no-brainer. Like,
Man,
for real.
he said he done did all that before. He used to hitting women. Yeah, you could tell.
Oh yeah, most definitely,
Tell.
most
Yeah,
definitely.
that was
Because
crazy though. When
and
I
that's
saw
a
that
woman he
video,
just
bro,
met. I can see if it's a woman that, you know, some people they arguing with their lady or whatever. They always, you know,
Yeah.
toxic relationship. Bro, you just met this woman. What can she possibly say to make you that mad? Like, yeah, you was tripping. He asked for it. He asked for something to happen to him.
and it did.
Oh yeah,
Rima
big time.
said, "What do you feel about Kiki's outfit? What did you feel about her outfit?"
Like I said, my woman, the outfit was straight until she turned around. I seen her whole booty. Like I said, mine just wouldn't have left the house like that. I'd be like, oh yeah, babe, that look nice, but the booty thing we ain't doing. And mine also know not to even, I don't say this lightly, but she kind of know not to travel like that. She know that I'm not going to approve of everybody else being able to see her whole booty out. Nah, we ain't at the beach and you ain't no
Yeah.
stripper. So you need to wear something a little bit more appropriate. But like I said, he seen what she wore before she left. So he should have straightened that before she left.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Mhm.
In a relationship, when do you know that you can be vulnerable with your significant other without being judged? What are the signs? When do you know that? For me, I'll say this. Whenever if I feel like expressing something or if something's going on with me and the first person I think about to share that with or to go to is my significant other, then that's when I know that I can be vulnerable with them. When she's made it a safe place, when she's opened up the floor with the babe, are you dealing with anything? Are you okay? Are you really okay? When a person opens up like that and invites you to share and stuff, you know you can be vulnerable with that person, especially if you never have to hear it again in a bad way. Like
Right.
if something isn't weaponized, against you. That's how you know you can be vulnerable.
I feel like once you feel in your heart comfortable enough to be vulnerable with that person, that's when you should be. Now the ball is in their court once you become vulnerable, and it's so detrimental and important for a woman to give you that space and use that lightly. Don't bring it back up to me. Don't use it as a weapon because for the most part, unless I'm mature enough to overcome that, sometimes once you mess that stage up, I may not never be vulnerable with you again, and that's dangerous for a man to build things up and not be able to be vulnerable with you. But it's a thin line between the fact that women see man as being strong and taking care of things, but you shouldn't let that overshadow the fact that that man need to get some stuff out, and you need to be his safe place, his safe haven to get it out, help me deal with it, and then I can send you back out to handle your business, babe. But I'm the one you can come to with whatever you need to come to with. And a lot of women need that. I don't think a lot of women see it like that, but they should, because that's dangerous for us to just bottle stuff up because I don't feel like I can bring it to you.
Yeah, that ain't healthy at all. Tammy said we don't play about mama, period. That's facts. Right. At all. At all. Okay, I'm 5'11" and love to wear heels and been told I'm intimidating and unapproachable. Your thoughts? Well, personally, I love heels. I've never seen a woman in heels and thought she's unapproachable or intimidating. So, yeah, I don't know.
I'd say don't let what you think someone may feel break down your level of confidence or comfort in what you feel. You know what I'm saying? If you like to wear heels and you're confident in that, like let that right person come. You know, don't lower your standards to what may, let me not wear heels because I want a certain person. No, because guess what? If you get with that person, you're gonna want to go out with this person and wear heels. So why not wear heels? Wear heels and go out.
I understand a little more now, Kev. Because at first I was thinking like that too. I'm like, darn, it shouldn't matter, But she said I'm 5'11". My brain, because I'm 6'3", 5'11" seemed small to me when I was listening earlier. So that's why I was like, okay, why would they say unapproachable or intimidating? I get it though. Yeah, 5'11" is not short. So you're already tall. And so I get what you're saying now here. But yeah, I don't feel like even at 5'11", a woman would be intimidating or unapproachable.
Yeah, and I guess that's me. That's us, because I'm 6'4". So I see why. And it's a fact. You may very well be intimidating or unapproachable to some men. So it's up to you to feel like I want to make myself more available to the masses or more men. So let me wear flats. But that's up to you. I mean, or if you feel like that's what I want to do, I'm confident and comfortable in these heels, even on 5'11", that makes me 6'1" with heels. It is what it is, because it might be a guy like me that's 6'4" that you still got to look up to, and we might be a match made in heaven. So it's up to you to each his own. If you feel like I want to be more unintimidating, it's up to you. I wouldn't shame you for doing that, but I'd say if you're more confident and comfortable with them heels, throw them heels on.
Yeah, it's definitely you got to be true to who you are. You have to be confident. At the end of the day, I'm real huge on that. We have a Wisdom app listener that wants to come on and say something. So we got Queen of Swords. I'm gonna bring her in. Well, bring them in, Kev, and we'll see what we got going here. Hello. How you doing, Queen? Peace and love to you as well. What you think about what we talking about tonight?
To answer the Queen's question, I think men are intimidated by women that are tall because they tie height to masculinity. So I'm 5'9". So with my heels on, I'm like 6'3". So I think it has a lot to do with the expectations of men supposed to be tall. And then if you come across a woman that's tall, there's no need for the heels because you already got height. So it's just an uncomfortableness in the man, but it's not for the woman to stop what she's doing. He just gonna stay uncomfortable. I mean, that's just while she has heels on. Like, do you have a problem with her height, period? Or do you have a problem with the fact that she wears shoes that will elevate her taller than the man?
Yeah, I think it would go. I think if the woman did a little digging, they could see this a lot it's a lot deeper than just the heels, like you said. He may have been traumatized because maybe he meets a lot of women that are tall or something like that, or maybe because of something lacking within him that maybe
Right.
what an intimidating aspect comes from.
I feel like you may feel like I want to not wear the heels so I can go out and attract a bigger audience of men. But just to give an analogy, I feel like, say you're going fishing and I only want to catch bass, and a certain worm catches bass. That's what I want. Wear your freaking heels because guess what? We can eliminate a lot of time because you might catch that man because I got on flats. That when I wear heels, which what I'm comfortable in or what I like to do, now he has a problem with it. And when you go back down to the beginning of it, you created that problem. Wear them heels and attract the man that's comfortable with you wearing them heels, that's not intimidated by you wearing them heels, and that's good with it. I feel like don't wear the flats because guess what? Now you gonna feel resentment when you try to go out with this man and wear heels because he mad about it. You knew that from the jump. So why are you trying to even attract the men? Wear your freaking heels, rock your
Mhm.
confidence, and attract the man who y'all gonna be good with when you're in your feminine ways. You know what I'm saying? Wearing your heels. So I feel like
Yeah,
what do whatever makes you happy and comfortable, and that right man will come.
that's right.
But I bet you, when it's time to play in the bedroom, that's the first thing he tell her to go do.
And yeah. Oh yeah, you
That's
know
the
that.
first thing he gonna tell her to go get. Ain't nothing wrong with your height when it comes to, you know, you want her to dominate you in that way. But that's
Right, I agree. I agree.
Yeah. It's a
A
lot
lot of
of things a Joker overlook when it comes to that, when it comes to
yeah,
pleasing that flesh.
yeah.
right.
So have you experienced men tell you as well that you're intimidating or unapproachable?
Yes, every day, every day. My son's father used to feel uncomfortable. He said, "You make me feel like I'm 3 years older than him." So he's like, "You make me feel like I'm walking with my auntie because you can't go nowhere without wearing dress shoes. Like I want my woman in gym shoes and heels." Well, I had my era of tomboy. I don't wear gym shoes anymore because I stepped into womanhood. I'm just not a gym shoe girl like that anymore. So it was crazy when he said that to me. But just having a regular conversation because I'm spiritual. I had a religious deacon. I got a booth at the flea market, and he just feels the need to come to my booth and tell me how he's going to pray for me and this and that. So when I was talking to him, and he was trying to throw scriptures, and I was speaking in a way that I don't have to use.
She cut off.
Hello?
It cut it. I don't know what happened, but when he was just talking to me, and I'm used to deacons and church people using scriptures with every other sentence, but when I was showing him how I can make my point across without a scripture, he just stopped and was like, "Can I tell you something?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "You are very intimidating, young lady." And I said, I'm
You,
like, how am I intimidating off of a conversation that you're pushing things on me and I'm not pushing things on you? Like, how am I intimidating? That was just funny to me.
so the man of God was intimidated because of your height?
I like how you said it. Yes, the man of God.
I don't know. That might have been that sounds like a flirt tactic to me. What about you, Kev?
I'm gonna say to each his own. If he was intimidated, he was intimidated, and it's up to you to accept being. I mean, I don't know if y'all were trying to be together or not, but if you're willing to be with a man that's intimidated by your height, to each his own. But I feel like attract who you want to be with. You know, that's what you comfortable with doing. He might not be the man for you.
Conversation.
Oh, he was saying that your conversation is intimidating.
To him,
I'm just saying conversation wise, I guess energy wise, because I hear it a lot that well, I don't hear it. The behavior of men shows the intimidation. you know, when it comes to me. But the fact that he just came out and said it, yeah, like the other queen said, he probably was trying to flirt. Somebody's uncle or granddaddy probably was trying to flirt, but when he knew he was not winning me over with scriptures, he came with this. You intimidating.
But
Oh,
I
I
like
got
one.
you. I got you. I get exactly what you're saying now, and I know the reason why. He said that as well. This old deacon sound like he's used to driving the boat.
Right.
He's used to jokers just taking whatever he says as fact and not, you know, no pushback or anything like that. But when you had your own opinion and your own way of looking at things, that yeah, he did get intimidated. I guess that was doggone intimidating to him, and he
This is
felt
every time. This is every time he comes to my booth. It's every Saturday or Sunday. He told me he was going to pray for me, and because he's going to pray for me to accept Jesus. And I have a humor about me, so I was being humorous on top of facts. And he came with this, oh, it's just intimidating. Like he threw his hand at me and walked away.
so the man of God wanted to lay hands on you.
He threw his hand at me like, I'm done with you.
But he said
I'm done with you.
he said he wanted y'all to have a prayer meeting though, right? Didn't you say that?
I don't. Yeah, he kept asking me why won't I accept Jesus, and I just let him know that I'm me. It's within me. Like, why are you aggravated with me saying something is within me that you are looking for outside of you? So I guess my sternness, my voice too, he was like, no, I can't win with you.
Yeah.
That's how I took it in a whole lot of words. Like, I cannot win with you. Why did you come to win?
Yeah, he definitely came to win, and he didn't. So.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing that with us. I truly appreciate you listening as well. And if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, subscribe to King Shit Productions so that you can listen to King Shit Talk on Thursdays. And you can also be here for Smooth Saturdays as well.
Okay.
But
I heard him speaking on the Keke Palmer thing too, and that has nothing to do with her clothes. It has everything to do with him and his ego. And it was the person she was hugging. It wasn't what she wore.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he had too much to pull from. Then that's why he threw the clothes in there, because I mean, he already looked bad with what he did. But imagine him saying, "Oh, and you up on Usher, you're a mom." You know what I mean? So the clothes. I mean, what do you expect now in that kind of setting? Anyway, I mean that's the norm now. I mean, we saw what Sierra had on, you know, and stuff like that. I mean, it's normal. It's fashion. It's fashion. But and I know he wouldn't have said that to her if Usher would have been doing a concert on the beach and everybody would have been in swimsuits. He probably wouldn't have said that. So I think it's less about the clothes and more about Usher or something. It was something other than the clothes. Right. I know that.
But when women know themselves and it's okay with and comfortable in the skin that they're in, it's going to be uncomfortable for other people that's not used to it. Let's screw the trend. Because back in the day, I looked at a lot of Soul Trains where people's mamas only had a bandana around their head and a leotard.
That's right. You are absolutely right.
It's crazy how people are so hung up on the clothes of the woman. When our mamas was doing that and it wasn't looked at any other way. When a woman is comfortable and it has stepped into her divine feminine energy, that it's an intimidation to those that aren't ready in the first place. So the first thing that they're going to pinpoint is her clothes, and then that was just the weakest comeback. You're a mom. Teddy
Yeah.
got the grass on your mama. You a mom.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If it was Marvin Gaye and your mama wore a leotard, would it be something different because it's your mom? Like, it's crazy. But yes, thank you for letting me on. I'm definitely going to look for you on YouTube.
No, I truly appreciate you, and thank you for coming on.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
just his insecurity that he, you know,
Yeah.
tried to
well,
place on her.
I agree, but
Yeah.
hopefully he learned and communicate better later. I don't know, but
Right.
that's another smooth Saturday, y'all. We appreciate y'all coming on. We appreciate all the questions that came in to us. If you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, like and subscribe to King Shed Productions. We're on the Wisdom app, Facebook as well. Give them your Facebook, Kev.
Mr. Evans, Mr. Period Evans. I don't got much on there. I ain't a huge social media guy, but you know, if you want to kind of follow me, see what I'm doing on there, add me. I'll add you back. Is that how it works on Facebook, or you just
Yeah, I think
friends with
that's
each
how it
other?
goes.
Oh,
Well,
okay,
yeah,
yeah. So
for the
it's
most part.
Mr. Evans. So that's all I got going is a Facebook thing.
Yeah, and y'all, we appreciate you. Come back. King Shit Talk will be next Thursday. It's Hot Topics next week, y'all. So you know what the panel gonna look like. And then Kev and I'll be back next Saturday night at 9:00. But have a great night, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and be who you're supposed to be, and keep pressing forward. Have a good one.
Good night.